No, it's literally streaming. Are we streaming? Are we live? Are we finally there? It says we're streaming. My software says we're streaming.
I'm watching. I don't know. I don't see it.
We're live. We're live.
Are we
live?
Are you sure?
Open it. We are. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Welcome,
live?
everybody. Yes, we are. Technical issues aside, how we doing, everybody? Thanks for waiting on us. How we doing? Drip, how you doing? Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. We got a massive direct yesterday. I feel like I was pretty spot on with the prediction. So
yeah, you were.
We're good. Good vibes.
I heard you were sick though. That's the great. I heard you were sick. I was worried about you. Heard.
The direct disease. Yeah. It was tough.
Nintendo Direct disease.
I was waking up early before the sun came up. Yeah, it was rough, man. But we pushed through. We made it through. Got to see the direct together.
Yeah.
I'm glad you recovered, man. I'm very glad you recovered.
Gonna say, because there wasn't supposed to be any Switch games the second half of the year, and now there are some. So good thing I got some energy to play them again.
Yeah. That is definitely a plus.
Hey man, what is up, Austin? How you doing? Deshaun, that one girl, Mega Boyd,
I'm still trying to get back to the chat.
What's up, guys?
I think your problem was me, Geeb.
No, well, I don't. Everything happened so fast. I just was pressing button. You guys wish you could have saw me clicking my little finger away, pressing all the buttons, making this work. What brought it over the top was the OBS virtual camera. That for some reason that was one too many encoder processes.
All right, I can't see you.
No. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, let me get that for you.
Thank you. I need to be able to see you.
There. Hi. What's up?
Control room. Still can't see you.
Yeah. I can see you.
I see a tiny picture.
It's a drip problem. You just gotta fix it.
What's that?
You can see me, right, Zach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
yeah. That's a you.
Why does it do that?
It's Discord, man. We got to find a better way to do this. we got to find a better way to do this.
That'd be fantastic. If we've been talking about finding a better way to do this for what? 2 years?
Well, technically we've slowly upgraded things as we've gone. I mean, we definitely have. That's for sure.
Yeah. Not Discord would be great.
But yes, yeah, that's the one thing we have. Like the one thing we haven't changed this whole time is Discord, and I think we should really not use Discord for this anymore.
I made the pitch to use a Nintendo voice chat app, but you guys, you weren't on board. So
I mean,
yeah.
It's not a terrible idea. It's just at the last minute, it's hard to switch over.
Yeah.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time we'll do that.
And everybody's currently watching this podcast on their Nintendo tablet with their with the YouTube pulled up and not able to chat.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Zoom or Skype. I don't. Zoom interests me, but I don't think Zoom's gonna fix our problem. We need something that is kind of catered toward the creator, not like consumer.
I don't even know if
stuff.
There is anything. Is there something like that?
I don't know. You know anything, Zach? You know anything?
I use
like
Discord.
That?
Yeah. I deal with the same ups and downs of Discord.
Yeah. Cool. Zach wanted to say, love the positivity. Aw, you got that's our community member Aiden, aka Basketball Star. Because I don't know why you haven't changed your name yet, Aiden. But yeah, man. Skype is so dead. I haven't seen anybody use Skype in forever.
I was watching a show where they had the Skype sound, and I was like, where have I heard that sound? I know this sound. And I was like, oh, it's Skype, because I haven't used Skype in, like you said, so long.
Yeah.
I think I've only actually used it like twice in my life anyway.
I had
once was like a few years ago. I was on someone else's podcast, and they used Skype, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to download. I don't even on my computer. I don't know.
I had an ex who I had a long distance relationship with, and we would use Skype, and it was just that's what we used. It was the time, and that was the only time I ever used it. But I used it for like 3 years, every day. Like when I hear the Skype jingle, like the
language of love is what that is.
What's that when you get a call from Skype? You know what I'm talking about? That's
the sound I was talking about.
Yeah. Like when I hear that, I get like anxiety. Like, oh, my ex is calling. Oh wait, no, never mind. That was like 10 years ago. Is this a Switch 2 prediction podcast? Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
know. Definitely gonna be talking about that.
Oh, we will.
Sure.
No, we will. Yeah,
it's time now. Yeah.
I can tell you exactly what we're talking about. I got a set list. Cool, man. What's up, Joe? How you doing, dude? Yeah, Zach, I've been playing Pikmin. Like I just got into Pikmin. I think you had mentioned something about Pikmin, right?
I love Pikmin 3 a lot. I think Pikmin 4 is being slept on from that direct yesterday. They're upgrading it in every way, and they just added. Are you starting with the Pikmin 1 and 2 that they added?
So I've said for a long time on this podcast, like I was going to put my money where my mouth was when the time came, and they dropped them, and I'm like, you know what?
Here it is.
Let me pick them up. It's time, and I'm actually having a good time. I'm really enjoying it. It's and I'm glad I started with one. And I'm glad I did that.
They just seem so stressful. I've never played any Pikmin games, but I'm like, that just looks like stress. All of it. Every bit of that.
You should try I've been playing the 3DS game for a video, Hey Pikmin, and that one is not stressful. It's very, very low key, very easy. Side scroller, kind of like baby's first Pikmin.
Yeah, that's the one for me. That's the Pikmin for me.
Cool.
Maybe
just a reminder for anybody, if there's anybody new in the chat, just FYI, we're doing the pre-show right now. In a few minutes, how long have we been going so far? Let's see. We've been going not too long. But in a few minutes, about 10 minutes or so, we will actually dive into the actual, what we call the recording of the episode. My fireplace is off. That's a bummer. That's okay. But yeah, we'll actually get to the episode in a second. Right now, we're just kind of chilling, chatting with you guys in the chat with Zach, what's the saying? I've already forgot the saying. When you meet someone for the first time, break the ice or breaking the ice.
Yeah. Trying to read some of these chats here.
What's next? A shadow drop?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah,
we'll get into that. I want to talk about that. That's a whole interesting thing.
Yeah.
Later, Power Mad. Just hang on.
Yeah. Yes. Hang in there. Hang in there. I have a feeling this one might run a little bit longer than an hour, just to because there's just so much. There's so much to cover.
Yeah,
the direct is large. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Zach, you're not here, but I can tell you this right now: our set lists do not look like this normally.
No.
Like this giant thing he put in this chat normally does not look like. It's like 3 different
content
things
every day. I know how it goes. This is a gold mine right here.
Yeah, this is nuts. I'm excited though. I'm very, very, very excited. We have a ton to talk about. I mean, honestly, like I said, my biggest thing I want to talk about is that Switch Lite OLED that's coming next month for sure, happening, 100%.
Yeah, sure.
Telling you.
Thank you, Ty. I appreciate that.
The coolest colors too. You wait till you see what colors it comes.
I mean, listen. I'm not trying to say we're not getting it. I just don't really see it happening next month, right? I mean, we'll get. I just don't know. I'm less takey than you are. You're very takey. You're like, it's gonna happen. You see, watch. And I'm just like, I'm the guy kind of. This is why we're a good duo. I kind of bring it back to earth a little bit. Like, hey, I don't think you're going a little hard there, Drippy.
Living in the clouds, man. Just
oh yeah, Aiden. I did ask Aiden to tell me this. Yeah, Aiden actually brought this up. He thinks it's the best one of the best directs of all time. And the more I thought about it, and again, we'll get to this later when we're actually recording the episode. But
good.
We'll get to it. I don't know. I'm more positive on it today than yesterday.
Kenny,
I'll just say that. What's up, man?
Let me put one thing in your mind. There were 7 new first-party games announced. 7.
Well, are you counting ports or not ports, remasters?
Yeah.
We'll get into that. Yeah. I mean, that's the.
Not that they weren't exciting. Like this
is going to be a very good episode.
I'll spoil it right now. I'll spoil it right now. I'm most excited for RPG, and that's a remaster, and I'm really happy we got that. I'm excited to play for the first time because I didn't get a chance first time around, and I'm going to experience it in like the best way possible, that's just the beauty of the Switch right now, right? We're getting like people like me who didn't really play a whole lot of Nintendo games as a younger kid besides the Game Boy stuff is getting to experience all these old games in a new way with like new paint on the Switch, and I can play on the toilet if I want. This is just great. It's so great.
Always a bonus when you can play in the bathroom.
Bring it in the bathroom, go to bed, wash your hands.
No, I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean, you're right. You have said that several times, and you are right.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Peach game's going to be so cool. They didn't really show a lot of that.
They didn't show enough, but I'm excited, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, How long have we been going here? I know you like to start like 20 minutes in, but
Yeah. Well, we can get going. We can definitely get going. Definitely get going.
I mean, we're
I'm
already.
ready. I'm ready to. We're already talking about it.
Yeah, let's go.
I was about. Yeah, let's just pause the music. Stop
do your
the
thing. Do your
music.
thing.
Let's do it. So I'll do a little intro, Zach. Just it'll be silent for a few seconds, and I'll start talking. You won't hear any music, but they will, and that'll be the signifying moment. The signal. Where is it at? Not that. Do this. Gonna do splash screen. There we go. Buttons, Drip. What are the buttons? What are the chances I remember the buttons first try?
You will not. You definitely will not. No way.
Let's do it. Nope, didn't do it first time.
Told you.
All right, second try. This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Drip Geeb Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeebDrip. We have a special guest sandwiched in between us right now. Please, everyone, help me welcome Zach from Switchforce to the podcast. Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Post-direct day, a little tired, but ready to talk about all this exciting stuff.
I bet, man. You're over there on the West Coast, so it's a little early for you getting up for all this.
5:45 a.m. stream, yeah.
Yeah, man. Drip, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I mean, same. We got a direct. Remember how that wasn't supposed to happen? I think you guys heard about that, right? It wasn't a direct, right?
I think I heard something about that. Yeah.
Weird
yeah, I mean,
sickness going around.
I gotta be honest.
Crazy.
And I'll kind of break the ice on that a little bit. I gotta be honest. I saw your video, Zach, where you like, what was it, last week? At this point, it feels like an ancient, it feels like forever ago. You had said, you're like, oh, it's happening, and your thumbnail's like, it's happening, and then you're very positive as always in your video. You're like, it's gonna happen. We're gonna do this, and I was not sold. And at this point, we already knew you were gonna be our guest. We'd set this up for a little while, and I was let's just say not as optimistic as you were, but I was excited nonetheless. I wasn't like Debbie Downer. I was just I just don't
talk you into it last week.
Right, exactly. Just the last Thursday, Drip was trying to talk me into it. And as we kept going, as we did the podcast episode last week, I just got more and more optimistic, and I was feeling really good. Drip was feeling so much better than me, and I was just feeding off that energy. And here we are, man. Now, funny thing though, real fast, Zach. Last week, Drip and I did predictions. Actually, Drip, do you want to go over that real fast now?
We should.
Do you have that list right in front of you?
I got him right here. Don't you worry about that. I got him right here. All right. Let's see.
It's not gonna be good.
Here's the totals of all the things I said we would see at the direct, and all the things Geeb said we would see at the direct. Now, this is just on the list that we had last week.
Yeah.
Now, there were other things, but on these lists, I got 0. And Geeb got, let me see here, 0. None. Absolutely none.
Yeah.
None. Why didn't one of us take the 2D Mario, dude?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think, like, why didn't we? That one just seemed like
we left 2D
it seems
Mario
so
as a
obvious
free
now.
agent. Yeah.
One of the ones but that was the only one that, to be fair to both of us, Drip, that was the only one that wasn't that was actually like on our list that actually happened. We just had a bad list, man. That was the issue. Not that we were bad.
Our
at
list sucked.
But
I mean, still, that's all the stuff.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Like, what else was there going to be? Well, now we know. I mean, did we imagine they were going to drop Pikmin 1 and 2? Nobody knew that. It's the same thing as that the Metroid Prime thing.
Yeah. Well, sorry, this is Zach. What was like the biggest surprise to you? And now we have like an order to our madness in this podcast, so we'll get to all these really important games.
We do not. There's no order.
We're trying. What is something like from that happened in yesterday's direct that like was the most surprising to you?
Oh, geez. I think the easy one is the Princess Peach game, but I'm gonna say WarioWare. Like another WarioWare. Only 2 years later, that to me was completely out of left field. Yeah. Would never have put any, money on that as a bet. And awkward box art. It's a sequel to the Wii version. It's very,
it's
very
weird.
strange.
It's so weird. When I saw the only thing I said when I saw that was why? Why are we doing this? This is so weird. It's like we got the first what was it? The first Mario Party on Switch, and I was like, why is this like you can only play it with the Joy-Con?
Yeah.
And now, you know, they kind of had the WarioWare thing right on Switch, like where it didn't have to be something like that. And now they're making this, they're kind of going backwards with this. I feel like I didn't really I wasn't that into the first one. If
I
you're
understand
gonna
the
stand up for this one. I'm definitely probably not going to be into this one.
I understand the purpose of it. Like, as much as I dislike that first Mario Party as well, Drip, I understand the purpose of it is to not only showcase the Joy-Con's functionality and you know, fun factor, if you will, but just kind of like that's the way the game, like that's the shtick of the game, right? The same way from the first Mario Party on the Switch, WarioWare Move is just like, this is a fun game. If you want an excuse to play a fun party game with your Joy-Cons and wave around with friends, that's what this is here for. Like that's so I get it. I get it.
Speaking of that, I want to get your guys' opinion on something because it wasn't in the direct, but the day before we did finally get to see some gameplay of Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Jeez.
Listen, okay, I got to be honest. I'm kind of interested. It kind of looks like it would be fun if you had a group of people. Like, I think I'm gonna get it. I think it would be fun to play.
What about you, Zach? Are you gonna get it?
I think the target audience is like 4 to 8 or like drunk Nintendo nostalgic fans.
There you go.
You got me right there.
Right. That's on the head, Zach.
That is exactly what I'm like, dude, me and like 5 of my buddies just, you know, having a good time. Take that thing out on the back porch. I could just see that being a really good time. That's exactly, but you're right. That's exactly what it is. That's probably why I like it.
I'm a big fan of the Jackbox Party Pack game, so I was hopeful like maybe this would do something, but yeah, I feel like they leaned way too hard into the goofy and not enough into like developing some like tried and true mini games. I also think it's weird that it's only 16, whereas 1-2 Switch had like 26 or 28. But they showed how they feel about it, which is not even worth putting in their direct, you know, the next day. So that's kind of all you need to know.
They got the day before. Like, we're gonna announce a direct, and then later that night we'll show you this because, yeah, we're not putting this in our show, but I don't care. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get it.
It's $30. I mean,
yeah, the price is at least the price is right this time. The first one was what, 50?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, more games. Come on, it's a Joy-Con tech demo. I feel like that should have just came with the Switch. But
you didn't like shaking the ice cubes, counting them in there.
I mean,
I never even played it. I mean,
it's an interesting concept, but yeah, it's a tech demo. But, all right, anyway, yeah, we get back to this stuff.
Real quick on 1-2 Switch though, so I bought 1-2 Switch, and I got it off eBay. This is when the Switch first launched, and I had a review unit, and I didn't have 1-2 Switch, but I got 1-2 Switch, and I was out of town, and I accidentally had it sent to my home address. So I had a friend pay $120 to FedEx overnight it to me. So 1-2 Switch for me was a $170 game.
Man. Oh, I would have just pretended I loved it. My favorite game on the Switch. Always has been. Always will be. Nothing better.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. I was actually. Oh, by the way, I was watching your video, Zach, on 1-2 Switch. The new one. Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Yes.
And my fiance happened to be watching as well. And you weren't showing because you were talking about the leak stuff and you weren't showing the footage, which is, you know, or the screenshots, whatever. And
right.
she's watching it and she's like, I think I kind of like that. I think that's a fun game. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I want to pick up that game, but we do like the Jackbox series. So yeah, I think that'd be really kind of neat to check out. I think controversially, I think it is kind of neat if it holds up to what we expect it to be, a kind of Nintendo take on a Jackbox party game. I think that, although it's
not with your body instead of your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, also, I think it's cool that it uses the phone as you can use the phone as a controller on the Switch. I think that's actually kind of cool. I might be in the minority on that, but I think it is.
I mean, they may add more. They probably won't, but they might add more to it. Who knows? I mean, if it's only 16 now, maybe they'll throw an extra 5 in there.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Anyway, off that, because that wasn't announced in the direct, but we did have a ton, and I mean a ton, in this direct. And Zach, as we go here, if we kind of glance over something that you think that we want to talk, that you want to talk about, feel free to like butt in and say, hey, don't forget about this. We're gonna start with like what I call the other games that aren't Pikmin or Mario first party stuff. So let's see. We'll start with Batman Arkham Trilogy. I think we all been waiting for that for a long time. At least the people who've been waiting for it have been waiting a very long time. It's been rumored for quite a while, and we did finally see it. I think it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty neat to get that on the Switch, but not that big of a surprise because it's been rumored. So what do you guys think?
I feel like I've bought it like 10 times. I'll buy it again. No.
Yeah. Been available.
They
on
are
PS5.
fantastic games. Like they're awesome games, especially Asylum, and I will champion Arkham Knight as fantastic. I know a lot of people.
Asylum's the first one, right?
Yeah, Asylum's the more linear first one, and then they go City, and then Knight is the one with the tumbler or whatever the Batmobile thing is called, which I actually like controlling that. It's hard for me to generate enthusiasm though in a post Steam Deck, post ROG Ally world, because there's no way I'm
That's what I'm
playing
saying.
it on Switch.
I just got him on the Steam, literally just got him on the Steam Deck like
Yeah.
a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's like, I mean, it's cool. It is awesome. It's cool that they're there, but they should have been there, what, 2 years ago? Isn't that when we started hearing those rumors, or was it even
It was a while back,
further
yeah.
back than that?
From the standpoint of like making the Switch library maybe the best library of all time, just because of how many different generations it pulls from. Like, it's cool in that way, and it is cool for people that play exclusively Switch. Did we know a price? I don't know if we.
I don't know of any prices. I actually did not. That's one thing I didn't do, is look into all the prices for this stuff.
I didn't
I
see
think it's
it.
in the eShop. I want to say it's $60, but I could be wrong.
Oh gosh.
That
I
would
could
be
wrong. I might be wrong.
That's
Chat, help us out with that.
That's a tough sell. I think for me, I would love to pick these games up. I've actually gotten into Batman Arkham Trilogy. I have dyslexia. Forgive me.
Barkham. No, that's cool. Just
Batman Arkham Trilogy. I think that would be cool to pick up on the Switch. I'm looking forward to it. However, I don't think 60 is a really justifiable price.
I may be wrong. Honestly, I looked at the eShop the other day.
Yeah, there's no price listed currently.
Okay, there's no price. Yeah.
My guess is it's going to be $39.99.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But I mean, I think I bought the trilogy on Steam for like $7 or something like that, $8. So it's like, ugh. I mean, I don't know. It's cool. You're right. It's cool that it's on the Switch. I mean, anything that comes with the Switch is cool.
Next up on this list is Monster Quest. Yeah, that's a series. I'm not familiar with this series. I know it has a big fan base. Monster Quest.
Dragon Quest Monsters.
Dragon Quest. Man, I
Monster Quest.
I botched that up.
That?
Monster Quest. Yeah, that game that I can't talk. That I can't remember the title of. I don't have any horse in that race. I don't really care too much about it. I'm not you, Drip or Zach.
Nope.
No. Nope. Skip right past that. Whoever.
It's cool.
It did look neat. It did look neat. Metal Gear Solid, I think, is something that a ton of people are really excited about. I'm not one of them, however. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, it's not the Metal Gear Solid games aren't games I really played. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who did. Like, a lot of my friends were super into that stuff, and I was like, I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. I was more worried about just Zelda, man. That's all I wanted. Just give me Zelda. Whatever Zelda there is, I want that. To
me, the interesting part is that on the website for this collection, it seems like they're already prepping a second collection, which is going to have like MGS4. That I'd be more interested in. It's always a little tricky when, like Metal Gear Solid Delta gets announced for PlayStation 5, and then Nintendo's like, we got the old games. It feels a little bit of a slight. So I'm not super into it. I have played them. I beat 1 and 2. I've never beat 3, but I'll wait for Delta if I'm gonna play MGS3.
Yeah, but definitely look neat either way. It's always nice to have those older
building
games.
up the catalog. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So this one I have it as pigeon. Just remembered which particular game it was. Headbangers Rhythm Royal. I don't something about it. Just it looked like something from what company is that? The same people who do Fortnite. Epic Games. It looked like something from Epic Games because it's like a battle royale, but it's like a rhythm game, and I don't know. Drip and I kind of was talking.
Those did not look like pitches.
It looked a little. They look a little phallic, you know. Like I don't know.
Live, everybody in my chat was like, "That's a wiener." Definitely. I'm like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That looks.
Yeah.
Those look weird. But what's the game you mentioned earlier, Jeep? The one that we played on stream like last year. The quiz game.
Papa's quiz. Yeah. What a weird
thing.
one.
Same shape things. I don't know. That one was interesting. There's one we missed I thought looked pretty cool. What was it called? Myth Force or something like that.
Yeah, like the Saturday morning cartoon art style.
Yeah,
I thought that one looked pretty cool. I think it looks cooler for me to just be like, oh, that's awesome, but not actually play it. I like what they're doing with it, but then I'm like, oh, it's first person. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then it's like, it doesn't really seem like my type of game. But I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, that's awesome. Because it looks like He-Man or like Thundercats or something like that. That's what it reminds me of, stuff like that. So, I mean, that was cool. And I'm old, so
we're at a really weird part of the generation for third party because, you know, we went sort of like not a lot of third party. Switch is super successful, tons of third party hop on board, and now we're back on the other side, which is they're working on 4K, PS5, so nothing's really coming over. So until we get a new console, I feel like third party is going to be Pigeon Battle Royale and Saturday, like that's what we're gonna get, you know, old collections and maybe some sort of off the wall stuff. But unfortunately, no, like, oh, Assassin's Creed Mirage getting confirmed for Switch or anything remotely close to that.
Cloud version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the last one on other games, and if you guys have any additions, feel free. But Star Ocean, I think, looked very interesting. Those Square Enix games that have that pixel art style, something I've never played. Actually, I did. I played some of them. I forget which one it was. It was on Game Pass when I had Game Pass on PC. But yeah, they interest me a lot. I never actually spend the time or the money to actually get into them. But every time I see them, like, that looks cool. Like, maybe one day I'm gonna like have a blowout of just all these Square Enix pixel art style games.
There's
like
a ton of them. Square Enix is doing the most for Switch. I love the art style of this. I kind of was like, man, I wish they would have used this art style for the Mario RPG, you know, remaster. Go like a little more 2D HD with it. That would have been pretty sick. But yeah, it looked neat.
Yeah, the art style. That's the one thing. It's again probably not a game I'm gonna play, but yeah, the art style looked fantastic. It looked really good. And yeah, like you said, they've done a lot of those style games, but I feel like this one is really like, I don't know, it pops. It really pops. Looks good.
Yeah. Any additions before we move on to more of the first party exciting news?
I don't know. I don't remember what all was there. I had the direct up.
We're not going to talk about Just Dance.
I have it on my list.
It was on Jeeb's list.
I didn't write it in the Discord because I didn't think we'd talk about it
live. I'm like frantically trying to get to my mouse. Turn it down. Shit, turn it down.
Yeah.
God, why?
Yeah. I have a few Just Dance for Wii on my shelf back here. My fiance.
That's the one to
back
have,
in the day.
That's the one to have.
We haven't played them yet. I mean, she did during the time period, but I never
you could have
played
a
them.
full collection on Wii though. They put those things out for Wii forever.
She's got 2, 3, 4, 2014, 2015. That's what I see on the show. And Just Dance 1 and 1. So she's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 15 and 16 or whatever it is. She's got a lot of them. I have a lot of Just Dance games.
They were putting Just Dance games out on the Wii, like during the Switch's lifetime, for a couple years. Like it was forever.
Really?
Yes. I know it seems really crazy, but it's true. They were putting them out for the Wii forever.
So, sorry, Wii U.
Well, I mean, you know,
that's just fun. It's just
those funny. Those are the people who bought the Wii.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like, and they still have a Wii. It sits under the living room TV, and you know, grandma, the family comes over. Like, yeah, we're gonna dance our asses off. It's gonna be a great time.
That's funny. That's really funny. All right, something that I'm excited to talk about because I'm newly I've been welcomed by the Pikmin community recently for all these games, and so we got some Pikmin 4 info. Honestly, I would have gotten more detail as far as what's new, what's not in Pikmin 4. I was just so overblown by the response of my live stream the other day, Pikmin 1 and 2 that I was streaming. So I didn't even get a chance to look at the Pikmin 4 stuff besides like a quick glance at the trailer. But I mean, Zach, I mean, I feel like you're probably. I know Drip's not qualified to talk about Pikmin. So
No, not at
anything
all.
you can add about Pikmin 4,
Yeah,
like
I
anything?
thought-
Yeah.
I thought it looked fantastic. You know, they're borrowing from they got the depths from Tears of the Kingdom in this game. They got all sorts of
did see
RPG
that.
progression. They got a dog. They it looks like they even have an evil Captain Olimar. The Pikmin 1 alternate ending was like Olimar basically he dies and he gets planted in the ground as a Pikmin, and so that's kind of what it looks
Spoilers.
like.
Jeez,
Yeah, it looks
man.
like this guy
Dude,
Just said I was playing the game. You just spoiled the ending.
came out like
without-
100 years ago. The spoil.
I think that game is being slept on. I think it has unfortunately been the one game after Zelda. But I think that like Miyamoto's been cooking that thing for a decade. So I think it's going to be it looks really nice with some of the best graphics on Switch with that water and the environments. I love that it's going like indoors. I think they've really fleshed it out. I was talking about on my channel, like it got the Switch treatment, like where Zelda went from like, okay, we're a linear dungeon fest to, oh, we're open world. Like this is that for Pikmin, getting huge, all sorts of upgrades, like a home base. I think that will be one of the top rated games of the year, even if it doesn't, gain sort of mainstream
Yeah,
awareness.
that's still going to be the problem for that game. Because I mean, like I've never played the games, and I saw a bunch of people in my chat like super excited, like, oh, look at that, look at this, look at that, and I'm like, I don't know what's new and what's not. Like this does look good. It looks really good, but I don't, because that's what I was asking Geeb when he started playing.
I think what it is I think the art style and aesthetic is too cutesy, but the gameplay is too hardcore. And I think for whatever reason, that just does not line up right. So I think you have people who are like, I don't want to play with plant little, mini chibi people. And then you have people like, well, I don't want to do RTS stuff. And I think it just hits a really weird spot. If they went either hardcore art or more accessible gameplay, I think they have it. But the mix just doesn't seem to click right.
I think that's what it is for me too. Honestly, that's exactly what it is. But I'll tell you what I did play. I forgot I have played a Pikmin game, Pikmin Bloom, on my phone.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I was really into that for a minute. Like, I should not have been as into that as I was for about a week.
Hey, is that the same people? Intac, right? Is that the same people as Pokemon Go?
I have no idea.
No?
Yeah, it's Niantic. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
Niantic, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was into Pokemon Go just as everybody else was, in what was it, 2015 or whatever it was, or 2016, something like that.
Around there.
I mean, I have great memories of Pokemon Go. So Pikmin Blue, maybe it's a sleeper Pikmin game. Who knows?
I mean, you're into Pikmin now. This is your thing.
I am.
Download it.
I gotta
After
like
the
do live
podcast,
streams,
man.
walking around in my neighborhood playing
Yes.
Pikmin Bloom.
Yes. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, so this is the star of the show because I'm a sucker for a shadow drop. I was literally like cheering on watching Drip and you, like I was cheering on the give me something, Nintendo, give me something. I got the Metroid Prime remastered fever, and we did get something, not what I expected to be. Pikmin 1 and 2 was just straight up shadow dropped, and it was not remastered, but they were HDified, if you will. So I mean, the text. Someone asked me in my YouTube comments, like, "Hey, well, like, is it HD? It's like, or is it 10?" They asked me if it was 720 or 1080, and I'm like, bro, like, if it does not matter. Like, it's HD. I think it's 1080. I'm pretty sure, but like the textures are so low res in general. It's just like, if it was 720p, you'd never know. Anyway,
That's what I said yesterday. I was like, it looks like Twilight Princess, like the grass and the trees. I was like, this looks like Twilight Princess. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, and this is going to sparkle a conversation a little bit later when we get. I want to bring up the whole like, is this a thing Nintendo's going to be doing?
We should just talk about that now.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
All right, sure, let's do it.
That's
yeah,
the thing.
So this is the second direct in a row, consecutive, where we got a shadow drop of a first party title, albeit remasters or HD ports, but still something. I mean, is this a trend?
I mean, twice. Once is like, okay, that was cool. Twice. I mean, my question now is, what's the next one? What are we going to get in September?
GX.
We were talking about that in Discord. That seems to be the one everyone's like, yeah. And these are, I don't know. Will it only be that, or will it be like two of them?
I think this is actually kind of nefarious. Like, it's very cool. Metroid Prime Remastered was phenomenal because that's a full remaster.
Yeah.
They charged $40 for that. They got these Pikmins for $30 each or $50 in a bundle. But I think this is sort of Nintendo's sneaky way to charge you a lot for GameCube games, but not affect the they're really big on like they don't want the public perception to be that their games are cheap. Like that's why everything, Mario always stays at the evergreen price. It's always 60. So this lets them kind of push them out there for 30. Then a month or two later, they put them out on retail shelves. It's kind of like, oh, it's a a discount product. I don't know. With Prime Remaster, I felt good because that was really remastered. These, I don't know if I want every GameCube game for $30 on Switch. That's a hefty ask. That's more than a year of Switch Online, which seems pretty crazy.
That's true. And that's the thing about it too. They drop them so quick. It's like, oh, out after the direct. You don't have time to think about it. Like, oh, that's awesome. People are just jumping on it.
Right.
And then maybe think a day later, like, you know what? That's actually not really a good price for a GameCube game. But I mean, that's an interesting way to think about it. But I mean, it's smart. It's smart to do it that way. Just throw them out, get people excited, so excited they just can't help themselves but to buy it right that second.
Because they're not going to market Pikmin 1, right? So like this is the way that they can generate enthusiasm. I think they will keep it up. We've heard about Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. We've heard about F-Zero. I hope that those get a little more love. Because like you were saying, Geeb, like Pikmin 1 and 2, yes, they're HD, but it's like the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. Like they just turned the tuner a little bit and that's it. They didn't really do much else.
Yeah, I think you guys were. I was doing something on the back end, but price, right? I mean, Prime Remastered was, no pun intended, a masterpiece. It was just so good,
one of the best looking games on Switch.
And $40, the combination of how good it looked, the price, and the shadow drop was the perfect trifecta of like, I am all in on this baby, and I played it and I loved it. I'm still loving Pikmin, and I'm still having a good time, and it's cool that it's 2 games, not just one. But for it to be out for $30 each or $50 for both, so $25 each, we'll just say $25 each for the games. That's a hard sell to look at. Prime Remastered is $40, but then Pikmin 1 is $25. And yeah, it's HD, but listen, I'm having fun with the game. That's a hard sell. I have a hard time telling people. I was telling people, listen, if you're a Pikmin fan, this is a no-brainer. Why even asking me? It's worth it. But as far as like if you're not sold in the series, it's still kind of a hard sell to be like, yeah, go ahead and buy both these for $25 each.
Well, the other hard thing is Nintendo has put Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I was checking on this earlier. Their lowest eShop price was $42. So Pikmin 3 Deluxe was $42. That's $8 less than these. So like the pricing, when you start overanalyzing it, I think if they're going to remaster these games and actually remaster them, totally fine. Zero complaints. But if we're just going to say that now the value of GameCube games on Switch is $25 or $30, I'm sorry, that's just not a value.
Well,
it's
just not a value. Up another question too: are we actually going to see, GameCube come to Nintendo Switch Online if they're just going to keep selling them for $30?
Like
why would they do that? Why would they do it?
Not.
Which that sucks too. But people are buying them; they're making money. I mean, you can't, we can be upset with it, but.
Well, like it also just gets dicey because so Luigi's Mansion, I know this is jumping ahead a bit, but Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon is coming to Switch as we assume a full thing, full port, full price. Are they going to then say Luigi's Mansion 1 though is $30, but Luigi's Mansion 2 is $6? Like it starts getting a little weird because I now think they're going to probably do Luigi's Mansion 1 at the February Direct alongside so that they have 1, 2, and 3 all on Switch as well.
I mean, I would like that. I really love 3. I haven't played 2, and I haven't played 1. I really want to play those. I see. That's the thing. A game like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm buying it. Like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a slippery slope. It is a slippery slope.
Let's just transition this. I don't have this in the set list, guys, but I'm going to transition into this. The lack of Metroid. The lack of Metroid in this Direct in general, I think was, for me, the most surprising thing. It's just like, I was convinced, I had myself convinced that we were going to, at the very least, they were going to show something more than that for Metroid Prime 4. Something more than just that like swipey number 4 that very slick trailer they had like 15,000 years ago. Yeah.
I did not have any gray hair when they put that out. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah. I had hair. It's crazy. And I'm not even kidding. But like it's really surprising that I wasn't even expecting a date. I was just expecting, just give us an update on where the game is at in development, maybe, Even just like, because they did that with Tears of the Kingdom. Like, hey, we're sorry to announce that we don't have anything to show you right now, but we're in development. Like, they did that a couple times with Tears of the Kingdom. They're not doing this with Metroid Prime 4, and I think it's safe to say at this point it's not a Switch game. That's getting a little bit ahead. Well, that conversation will happen in a minute, but it's just still surprising to see nothing on Metroid Prime 4, and also it's equally surprising, I think, not even like, hey, Metroid Prime 2. Like, where's that at? Metroid Prime 3? You could have fed off the Metroid Prime excitement, and they didn't do that. It's a little surprising to me.
Happen, yeah. I think I did say that in my video that we wouldn't see those. That maybe, but I mean, if we don't, that kind of tells you these aren't coming for a while. Or Metroid Prime 4 at least isn't going to be. I still think that's coming with the new Switch. I think that's like the game.
Yeah.
What's weird is they were saying that they'd been sitting, or the rumor or the leak, whatever, was that they were sitting on Metroid Prime Remastered for a long time, and they wanted to release it closer to Metroid Prime 4. I think that's what sort of began the buzz of like, oh, maybe it is time for Prime 4 since we got this back in February. So now their whole cadence is off. I don't know, like you said, if it has to do with the new system. I would imagine that game, though, does pop up before the end of the year. I think we see Metroid Prime 4.
September?
Yeah.
I really hope so. Even if, do you think we're getting a date, or what do you think? Like, the next thing we hear from Metroid Prime, it could be anything.
I don't think they show
anything.
it. I don't think they show it until they have a date. I think they got their one apology, their one awkward apology, and I don't think until they're ready.
Never seen anything like that. That was so wild.
Yeah, I think to them that's like a very embarrassing moment, and so I think they won't until they're like, we have a set date and we're ready to go. Like, we're not gonna mess around with that. And I do think like 2 and 3 could come same way Pikmin 1 and 2, right? Like, hey, $50 double pack, $30 each. Like, that'll probably be a thing as well.
See, I think you may be right about us seeing something about it this year, but I don't know. I feel like they still won't give a date. They'll just say 2024. Because I do think it's tied to that other system, and I don't think they want to show those cards yet. Because everybody's talking about, well, it might be, they might be holding it back for this. I think they'll just say 2024. Give us that year first, something cool, and then a little later into the year, they'll be like, all right, here's the date, and it's whatever.
They could. That's totally possible, yeah.
As much as I really am chomping at the bit to talk about 2024 and Switch hardware
we'll get there.
things, I'm still excited about this too. Mario. We got, if you're a Mario fan, yesterday was Christmas.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Christmas. Well, let's just start with a weird one, which, did we talk about that was a pre-show we talked about WarioWare Move, right? Yeah. So WarioWare Move.
No, that was here. No. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. I said that was like the biggest surprise just because.
Yeah.
Another one. Yeah.
Yeah, we covered that. The Peach game.
Yeah. I think it's cool because we didn't get. I think it's cool that Peach gets her own game. I think this is clearly feeding off of the movie, and the fact that we didn't get really anything besides like Peach. She's getting the game. Here she is. She's so cute. Okay, next thing. That was a little weird to me. I feel like if they had something to show, they should have, but maybe they literally have nothing to show. This is how early stages are we with that Peach game? When are we gonna see this on the next console? Like, where's this game at?
I was confused. They kept saying like, "Oh, when she stands in this certain spot," I'm like, "Okay, you're giving me like half of the tease because I am so lost on what you're talking about right now. I don't get it."
It's a weird. Cool. Like, I don't even know what the gameplay is because it's side scrolling, but it doesn't seem like a platformer. So then I don't really know. At one point, she like transforms a tree. I'm guessing that Super Princess Peach on DS was like emotions, right? She's happy, sad, whatever. This seems like the dresses or the outfits are gonna affect what she can do. So it seems like it's, to me, my takeaway was like, this is theatrical, right? Like, this is like a play or theater. She puts on a different outfit, she gets different abilities, but I still don't really know what the gameplay. That seems like a point and click adventure. Like, what are we doing here?
I had no idea what to even think about it because I'm like, yes, that is Peach. Yep. All right. Sweet.
Yep.
That's all I got from it. When she stands here, that's what they said. Like, we'll tell you more about it later. They're like, okay. God, don't tell us too much. My lamp turned back on again. Alexa, turn off my lamp.
Every week, man. You can't just turn it off. Come on, dude.
I know.
You're fine. You're fine. At this point, it's funny. Luigi's
not.
Mansion Dark Moon 3DS remake. Is that the right name? Dark Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that when I saw that was confirmation to me that they're really like push it. This is a Mario Direct, feeding off of the success of the movie. They're trying to capitalize on that, and I'm totally down for it. I was telling Drip on a phone call we had. Um, the the 3DS hurts my hands, and I'm like a lot of us have adult hands. That's a thing. And I was staring at that game for a long time and never actually pulled the trigger because I'm like I'm just not gonna play it because the 3DS and
Because it hurts.
because it hurts my hands literally physically. So I'm super any 3DS stuff they want to bring over Zelda. Please do that, and this is a good step in the right. This is a good step in the right direction. Let's get all these 3DS games over here. Luigi's Mansion was masterpiece on the Switch. The Luigi's Mansion 3.
That was great. That's one of my favorite games on the Switch. I love that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, you
Okay,
happy
is
about that?
this actually is it a remake or is this just another like HD thing?
I think it's an HD thing.
Because what other 3DS games have they brought over? And they haven't been like
Monster
full on,
Hunter
that Monster Hunter
Generations.
Yeah, it was just kind of like,
Here it is.
yeah, but it did look good. It looked fine. I mean, what they showed of it looked fine. I mean, it was passable. It didn't look like. I mean, Luigi's Mansion 3 looks incredible.
Amazing. Yeah.
It looks so. I mean, it doesn't look like that. That I would love to see him just put a little bit of extra time and just make it look like that. I don't think it would take that much, would it?
That would be a full remaster, and that's clearly
Yeah.
like they're not. They would have said remaster if that's what they were doing, and they're not.
To me, it'll probably get the Kirby whatever Return to Dreamland, the one that we got this year, the Wii game that got like a little bit of extra content. They tightened up the visuals. To me, I think that's kind of the treatment. That's how you sell it for 60. You add a little bit of extra content in there, and you're good. I don't think
Is that one 60?
Kirby.
No,
Yeah,
no,
the new Kirby one.
No, the
right?
new the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
I don't
Is
think
that
they
gonna
gave
be
a
60?
price. I don't think
Okay.
there's a price. They just said 2024. To me, I think both those games are out like January and March or February and March. I think those are too early year. Peach and Luigi, I think those are two
Yeah.
early year titles next year.
Yeah, I mean, full price on 3DS was 40 anyway. So it'd be kind of weird to bump it to 60 just because of HD.
But they will.
Yeah, I mean, don't put it past them. That might be weird, but you might be weirded out when you see the price.
I'm gonna be very weirded
out.
out, I suppose. All right, now this is where I'm really excited to talk about these next two. Super Mario RPG is getting a remaster, a full-blown remaster. It's a game it's a game that I always was really interested in checking out, but I'm just like, again, it's not on the Switch. I don't have the right hardware, for it. I'm not a big emulator or anything like that, so I'm just gonna leave it for now and hope that they bring it to Switch one day, maybe in Switch Online. Better than that, we're getting a full remaster, and I'm gonna pay for it. I'm sure I'm gonna pay for it, but I'm still happy about it. It looks really good.
For sure.
What do you guys think about it? It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's a game that I rented multiple times as a young Super Nintendo player. Didn't never beat. I'm excited that it looks like there's like a chain mechanic. It seems like they might be tweaking a little bit of the combat, which would be pretty cool. I think it's just a very fan servicey moment. They weren't going to put it on NSO. Clearly, this is why. I think it's interesting that it's in the November spot. I'm curious how it sells. Like, if you're under 30, do you think that this is a brand new game? If you're a mom, like, do you realize that this is a remake? Do you think it's just a Mario RPG game? Like, that sounds pretty awesome. It looks great. It has all these characters. You get to play as Bowser. I'm curious if it can be like a 10 million seller real quick, or if it's going to sort of slowly take its way. But they positioned it to do well. Like, if the prime chance right before Black Friday.
Yeah,
I got a hot take.
It's funny you mentioned the video store thing, renting that game, because that was always the game that I saw in Blockbuster or wherever, and I was like, that looks crazy. Like, why does Mario look like that? That is so weird. Never got it, because my stepdad was always like, listen, you're not gonna like that. It's not that is not what you think it is. That's not what you think it is. You don't want that. And I'm like, all right. I mean, look at it. That looks cool. Like, look at that. Why do they look like that? I don't get it. But yeah, I never played the original, but this one, I really, really love what they did with the art style. I think it looks incredible. It looks fantastic. I think that's I'm not really even into these types of games. I'm not like the Pokemon, anything. I don't know. I'm just not into that. But the art style alone is enough to make me want to play it.
Yeah.
What's
Short
your hot
Mario.
take,
It's
Geeb?
fun. Yeah.
I got a hot take, guys. It's gonna be a bigger seller at the very least at launch than the next game we're talking about. That's gonna
No
be
way.
Super Mario Bros.
No
Wonder.
way.
I don't
Hot
think
take.
so.
You gotta have hot takes every now and again. I'm throwing one out there.
That's
I'm
spicy.
throwing it out there. It looks so good, man. And listen, as I was saying this again, Droop and I were on the phone. You know, I'm more positive on Wonder than I was a few days ago. Or it was yesterday. Stuff happened. I'm more positive now, but I'm still not like over the moon on it.
Really?
Yeah. It's. I'm not a 2D Mario fan, and I'm not gonna take it away from anybody who is. You guys feel it's yours, and feel free to have it. It's just not my shtick. I will say this though, I do love the original Mario games. I have my game, my first real experience. Now I played the games before this, but my first real experience, really diving into the Mario 2D games, is on the Mario Game & Watch. I believe it or not, and I had a ton of fun with it. I beat the freaking game on the Game & Watch. It was really
play it a lot.
I had a ton of fun.
I played the Game & Watch so much fun. I have no idea why. It's so
don't get me.
It's so small.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a hater by any means. I'm just not a fan, like a lot of people are. And just to me, the Super Mario RPG looks like a better game. I'm just being honest. We've seen this formula of Mario Bros. Wonder many times, and art style is not crazy different. They tried something. I like. Yeah, go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
But at the same time, like I'm definitely a lapsed 2D fan. Back in like Mario World was my thing on Super Nintendo. New Super Mario Bros. Was great when it first dropped on DS, then the Wii version, then New Super Mario Bros. 2, then the Wii U, then it's on Switch. I definitely kind of dropped off those. But this one almost made me tear up because I know how rigid Nintendo is with Mario. And the fact that they were that team, I'm assuming it's a lot of younger people, were allowed to take risks, were allowed to kind of mix things up. I feel like that had to be a very tense discussion because Nintendo has, here's the Koopas, here's the Goombas, here's Bowser's Castle, here's the Ice World, here's they have this formula. And so to say, the pipes are going to crawl around, everything's going to get, all trippy, the art style is going to be all painterly, he's going to turn into an elephant, Daisy's going to be here. We're not going to have the same Bowser's children be the mid-stage bosses. We're going to have kingdoms instead of the world. Like, I was just very, I have goosebumps. I thought it was so amazing that they were able to sort of revolutionize what 2D Mario is. And I maybe to somebody who isn't as passionate about it, it doesn't seem like as big of a change. But to me, it was like, holy crap. I did not expect them, a company that takes very few risks, a company that's very much about their history and their nostalgia, to do something that was like, okay, this is trippy Yoshi's Island mixed with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze creativity. We got the silhouette stages, the lights go off, their hats get big. I was very stunned. I thought what we would get is New Super Mario Bros., but Mario looks more like he did in the movie, with maybe some nods to the that's what I thought we would get. And man, the flowers talking. There's VO in a Mario game. There are some things.
That was the thing. Yeah, I still am trying to figure out the flowers that talk. They made a big deal about it
flowers.
too.
Yeah.
They mentioned it. I was like, okay, that is for something. Obviously we don't know what yet, but it is a big deal. I think I understand what you're saying. I can see exactly what you mean. For me, I do like the art style. I think it's cool. I like that they clearly have other things that they're trying with this, but at the same time, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't think it's going to be challenging? You don't think it's going to be fun?
I don't even know what to really expect because I see it and I'm like, yes, there's other things. There's new things happening, new power-ups, but I just see a different art style with new Super Mario Bros. U, and I don't know.
The Koopas have rollerblades.
Okay, I did. Okay, I've watched the trailer like 5 times. That's the thing that stuck out. Like the third time, I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. That is cool."
I'll also say the animations, Mario's, I was going frame by frame, and the amount of facial animation he has is kind of crazy. They really did up the ante in a lot of ways here. It does feel to me like it's going to be a 2D platformer. So if that's not, screaming $60 line up and buy it for you, it's just not going to do it. But it felt like they're bringing, how can we take Mario, what it was in the 80s and the 90s and the aughts, and now make it for 2023? To me, it really felt like they did find a way to as much as they could. Outside of giving you a 3D Mario, this is how much they can mix up
Yeah,
2D Mario and
that's
try to
fair.
make it fresh again.
That's fair. I mean,
Because the alternative is New Super Mario Bros. Switch, and we would have said worse direct. We would,
absolutely,
we
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We
If
had some
that-
funny
yeah.
we had some funny names last week for what they could call a 2D Mario.
I don't even remember what they were.
I don't know, but just you can use your imagination on that.
Yeah, I mean,
Super Mario Switch U. Like
that's kind of like
Could've
what
been-
I was.
it could've been a
worried
lot
about
worse
this whole
than
thing.
Wonder.
Like whenever, like I know you were talking about it, the 2D Mario thing in a couple of your videos, and I just kept thinking like, what are they gonna do with the 2D Mario at this point? And I mean, you can see they found some things to do. I think I'm gonna be more sold. Maybe when they show us a little more, I get to actually play it.
Mhm.
yeah, that's gonna be key for
I wanna
me.
see like what because I can tell you this: new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, whatever it's called. I didn't even finish it. I got to a certain point. I'm just like, I am way done with this. I was done with this like 3 hours ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen again. It does look cool. I'm clearly
Yeah.
they're doing other things, but I'm not quite sold yet.
Going off what you said, and I want to emphasize, I am not the big Mario fan like some people are, and that's going to be key for me is actually playing it, and that's the thing. Like that's why I think it might not sell quite as well as RPG, because I think RPG might be a little more natural from just I just I know it's a turn-based game, but like I'm thinking from the consumer perspective, right? Like dumb don't know nothing about content brains. Like okay, this looks cool. It looks this
So let
one.
me
I've
tell you
seen this
this.
version many times.
Exactly.
Mario Bros. U on Switch has sold over 15.4 million units.
Oh, I'm not doubting the set.
And so
I'm
that's
saying
that's
RPG might be like really good. I'm not saying that it's going to sell bad. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I'm saying that RPG might sell really good.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe.
At least I want that. I'm rooting for it to sell really good. I like it that much. And I don't dislike Wonder, but the point I was going to make there a second ago was I need to play it. Like I'm not sold by a trailer. I think there are some cool aspects because I'm in the content. I'm going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
If I was a consumer, I wouldn't though. I feel like in my perspective, I am not sold on it, but I will get it anyway.
What else is around it? It's October, right?
Oh yeah, October 20th. Yeah.
What else is around it? I mean, that's it. That's the holiday, dude. It's gonna sell. It's gonna go nuts. I mean,
it will. I think it will. But
I think
RPGs,
piggybacking off the
Christmas time.
movie, every kid that saw that movie is gonna go buy that game. And I think that's what they're counting on. This is their vehicle to try to reach their sales goals, sales targets for the Switch. Is like, we're gonna just push Mario. That movie that made $1 billion. Have it all. Have everything that. Oh, you remember Peach? She was in the movie. We got a game. Remember Luigi? He was funny in the movie. We got a game. Like that is their next 9 months. Is like just. It's weird to me that this game wasn't out with the movie, but other than that, yeah, I think it's going to be. I think this will be on that top 5, 6, 7 list real fast, faster than.
Think about it though. Think about what you said. This coming out with the movie probably doesn't quite do what it can do now. Everybody who's already seen the movie now, that's already there. Now the movie's out. We bought it here the other night. Like everybody's seen it. Everybody's watching it. So give them a little bit of time to cook, and then you put out the Mario. Oh, they got him. Man. They got him. It's over. Done.
Yeah, I would love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong.
Sell Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just a hot take.
But it's gonna sell amazing.
It's just a hot take. I'm not actually like rooting against it or anything like that.
Oh, sure.
It's just a hot take. I think, if it sells great, that's great. I like Mario too. So again, that's kind of the last. Is there anything you guys want to add before we move on? Because I do want to talk about the Tears Kingdom amiibo. That'll be the last thing from the actual directed.
I'll throw in just the Scarlet Violet and Detective Pikachu too.
Detective Pikachu.
We both forgot about that.
None of that got dates, so I'm expecting a Pokemon Presents in the next month or two to kind of cement that stuff. Or well, Detective Pikachu 2 did, but not the Scarlet Violet DLC. I know people love to hate on the Pokemon stuff. Scarlet and Violet is still one of my favorite Switch games. That Area Zero content at the end of the game I thought was one of the best things Nintendo has done in recent memory, and so I'm very excited for the DLC. I know the performance is like the giant 10-foot thorn in its side, but I do think that I'm surprised that's not a bigger deal. Getting 2 Pokemon announcements in a direct is kind of a rarity
That was
because they usually
weird,
come
yeah.
Pokemon Presents. But I guess it shows that maybe that's just how strong of a direct it was. That like Detective Pikachu 2 wasn't even. You remember the pigeon game, Geeb?
I
Come
know.
on.
I
Yeah.
don't. What is wrong with me?
No, and that was actually what I got excited about too, because I remember they talked about that like in a presents like
Years
ago.
Yeah.
2019.
And I was like,
yeah.
man, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be really cool. I really want to play that. And then I've just been like, oh, they'll talk about it this time. They'll talk about this. It's been years.
Yeah. This will be our Pokemon section. Okay, that's perfect that I missed that game, and I did intentionally avoid Scarlet and Violet, but that is not because I don't like the game. I'm actually one of the few out there, Zach. I'm with you. One of the few out there. I am one of the few who like fell in love with that game. I binged it. If
Me
you can
too.
binge a video game, I binged a video game. I played in
It's
2
the
weeks.
fastest I've ever beat a Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh, in 2 weeks, I'd never beat a Pokemon. This is my first Pokemon game that I beat, and it made a fan out of me. And we talked about this on the podcast many times, but I'll tell it for you, just for you. Many Pokemon games have come and gone by. I'm like, it's old and tired. You know, I'm a fan. I grew up a '90s kid. I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but I grew up in the TV show, and that was like my thing. And I've always been stuck to like the original Pokemon are my thing. And once they started moving into Gen 2, even Gen 3, more, I think Gen 4 is when I really stepped out, like as like a Pokemon fan. I never was a fan of the games, just never played them. But as far as the TV show is concerned, I tuned out after Saturday morning cartoons was like, okay, I'm too old for that. And that's when I tuned out. But I've always waited since I've been a gaming fan and a Pokemon franchise fan, not the games, but franchise. I've been waiting to bring. We said this many times on the podcast trip. Make it an open world Pokemon game. I want to run around with my little body, throwing Pokeballs with no borders. Let me have it. And Arceus was a big favorite of mine as well. And it was a lot of aspects of that I wished that they had put into Scarlet and Violet. And when we got Scarlet and Violet, that was the most disappointing thing, was to see a lot of subtractions from Arceus to Scarlet and Violet. However, it did not hurt my experience. And all this to say, the DLC, which was announced, actually was already announced a while ago, and it just kind of showed us more. I'm tuned out, man. I told you I binged it. I told you it made me a Pokemon fan. I'm looking forward to the next Pokemon game. I've tuned out. The performance issues got the best of me. My money is where my mouth is, man. I put 110 hours in 2 weeks. How many hours in a week are there? I don't know. That's a lot of hours. It was more than a full-time job I put into that game in 2 weeks.
That's
okay,
insane.
man. It's insane. I mean,
that.
yeah. I think I'm lying a little bit. I think that was 4 months, not 2 months. But I played like 80 hours in 2 weeks. I think that literally was what it translated to. And then 4 months or a month, whatever. That's not the point. I played the game a lot. I feel like I'm justified to say what I'm going to say here. The DLC, I'm turned off, man. You said Nintendo Pokemon Company, you said you're going to put some performance patches out there. We on this podcast, we've gone over the performance patches multiple times. I'm sorry, the patches, and very rarely did they have performance in them, if at all. And it deflated me. It's deflated me. And the DLC is just like, now you want 35 more of my dollars? I already bought the game 3 times. I got it digitally, Violet, and I got the Japanese copy double pack because it's beautiful. I am not giving you $35 more until I can play the game without just without the issues. You know, I don't need to do this again.
My question to you and to everybody that takes such supreme issue with it is what other games are you playing on Switch that run so beautifully and look so gorgeous and have 60?
Breath of the Wild. Not 60. No, Zach, you misunderstand me. I don't need it to be. I don't need it to be more than what it is. I need it to be acceptable. The performance needs to be.
You don't think it's acceptable?
No, it's not. It's not, dude. Sorry.
Right.
It's and I played the game, and I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it sucks. RGT. I played the game. All right. And it's really good. I love the game. I gave it a really good score. Like I reviewed it very well. And I enjoyed it. The story, I don't cry at movies or games or anything like that. I cry at real life stuff. I don't cry at video games. No offense to anybody who does. I'll judge you.
Whatever, dude.
But like I loved it. The ending was cry-worthy. It was cry-worthy. It was great. I love the game. It's not acceptable. It's unacceptable to have the game, especially at this point, still be at a laughable performance. And I am not one of those people putting it, I don't need it to be at a crazy high bar. I need it to be at the bar. And the bar is just steady. It doesn't have to be a solid 30, just steady. Don't dip into the teens all the time. Don't glitch out all the time. Stop with the shadow glitches. The textures are lazy because they're copy and paste textures. It was rushed and lazy, and at this point, after you said you were going to fix the performance, you didn't. Now you want $35 more. F you, Nintendo.
That's the big issue right there,
no.
I think. The fact that they're saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do it. And what are we? How long has it been since the game's come out?
Since November, so yeah, 7-8 months, yeah.
Yeah. That's my great issue with it. I put my heart into the game, man. I put my money in it too. Well, and you said you'd fix it, and you did.
You know when you can buy it again? You can buy the DLC when the Switch 2 comes out, and then they say like, "Oh, we got this patch." Well,
that's what I said.
Nice.
I said, whenever they fix it, I'll buy it. I'll play it when it's fixed. I'm still waiting. I'll buy it when it's fixed. It's fine. Yeah. I watch people play it online, and I'm just like, that's gonna get on my nerves at some point. Just. I've watched him play it streaming, and I'm like, that's just getting on my nerves watching it do that constantly. Yeah. Like you get on the little bike and you're just, I don't know. Yeah. It drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. And I'm not a frame rate person at all. Half the time I don't even notice it's happening. If like frame rate drops, I'm
That's
so
me.
into what I'm
feel
doing.
Like my eyes are just not calibrated to pick that up as well.
Yeah.
Which,
like, one of the games, Hyrule Warriors. Age of Calamity. Once you get to the end of that game, it is just like, whoa, what is happening? I don't. We got like 4 frames a second. I can't even. Just wait. Hold on. Okay, there's something. That one was really bad. But yeah, I normally don't even notice it. But I mean, I noticed it on his stream. I was just like, I'm just gonna listen to the stream. I think for a little while.
It's like I'm a disappointed parent is all. Like that's the vibe I'm trying to give. I'm not like an angry, townsman. I'm more just like a disappointed parent. Like, where was the fix? You said you get your grades up, and you didn't get your grades up. I gave you the toys. I took you to soccer practice, and you did not get your grades up, not even by a point. So you're grounded. That's where I'm at.
Jeeb's grounding Pokemon. That's where
I am. Fine. Detective Pikachu. We already kind of talked about it. I just want to say that my piece on this. I'm not going to yell about performance. I will say this: they're going to try to sell that for $60. You got to be joking. Okay?
They are.
You got to be. You got to be kidding me because
1,000%.
I don't want to be like the negative Pokemon guy because
it did look a little rough. I noticed it when I was watching it live. I didn't say anything, but it did look a touch rough. I mean,
like, where's the texture? Where are the shadows? People were compared to Scarlet and Violet, and I was like, no, man, Scarlet and Violet's better than that. This looks like a 3DS game. This looked like Luigi's Mansion, the 3DS game that they showed. Like the same level.
Pikachu
it
was a 3DS
game.
Yeah. So is this a 3DS game that they just were like, shh, this is going to put this on Switch, just shh. And then like didn't make it take advantage of the Switch at all, and just I don't know, man. Did that get a date?
It's October. No, it's November 3rd. No, that's WarioWare. I'm sorry. It's October.
Yeah. It's this year. It's sometime.
It's this year? Okay. Fall. I didn't know if it was
October
one of the 2024 ones or not.
Yeah, it's October.
I was going to say, well, maybe it's just early. No.
I think the Pokemon Company just does not have... They don't have the technical prowess to make this stuff happen. Like,
not yet.
For better or worse, they just don't. I don't know why.
I'm disappointed.
Maybe in a few. I mean, maybe in a few years. I mean,
it's October 6th, by the way.
Okay, October 6th. Lots of October games.
October is crazy. Even like if you take into account the other consoles, you got Spider-Man, Alan Wake 2. There's just a ton of stuff.
Yeah. Dude, Spider-Man. I can't wait for Spider-Man. So excited about that.
And a podcast, but at least Spider-Man podcast. All right. Summary of the Direct. We got lots of ports. Lots of ports from other Nintendo consoles. Some remasters. PG being one. Is interesting topic. This will lead in. Oh wait, Tears of the Kingdom. Meeples are cool. I want to talk about those. Tears of the Kingdom.
Very cool. Zelda was awesome. Cool. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
Zach, you played Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Best Ganondorf design ever. Greatest ever.
You didn't just change your logo to be a Zelda logo for a while or anything like that, But yeah, they look really cool.
Oh wait,
I wanted to mention.
I wanted to go back to this too, Geeb. You said you don't cry during video games ever? Like never?
TV,
Like you didn't even tear up at the end
movies.
of Tears of
No.
the Kingdom?
No,
Like,
man.
dude, there's that one part when that music.
I
oh
am-
my god, dude! I was like,
I don't know if it's my the way it's a combination of my Italian upbringing, my my dad's side of like very, I guess no, it's more the Italian side, just very stoic and like no matter. I didn't like cry at my grandfather's funeral either. That didn't mean that I wouldn't like get emotional. It didn't hit me till like 2 years later.
just a hardcore guy.
Like 2 years after his passing, I just like bawled. One day, I was just like, this is crazy.
So 2 years from now, the Tears of the Kingdom ending is gonna hit him.
Probably, man.
He's gonna be thinking about it
2025.
driving down
Maybe.
the road one day.
Maybe.
Like,
That's just
damn.
it's just me. I get emotional. I'm not like void of emotion. You guys
Yeah.
know that. I get emotion. I get very emotional on this.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
But yeah, they look cool. I didn't want to forget about those because I'm very excited. But again,
Yeah,
we got lots
they're
of ports. Like I said a second ago, is this the writing on the wall for the Switch? And not in a bad way, right? I don't want to frame this as like, doom and gloom. No. Is this the writing on the wall that new things are to come? And like this is like we need to start like this is the time. You know what? When someone passes, like Michael Jackson, we all like mourned and celebrated his life when he passed, right? But like after he passed, we did not celebrate him while he was alive. That happens to a lot of celebrities, sometimes family members. Like we should. This is the time. I'm gonna frame this like this. This is the time to celebrate the Switch. We're almost there. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. At least I think so. And the new hardware's on the horizon. And let's celebrate the Switch starting right now. And the best way to celebrate it is all these ports. And I just think this is like all telling me that we're getting new hardware soon.
I think we're absolutely getting new hardware, but I don't think it's because of the ports. I actually brought a document that I wanted to read to you guys and have you tell me. So this is a release list for you. Super Mario 3D World on Switch, new Pokemon Snap on Switch, Game Builder Garage on Switch, Shin Megami Tensei HD Remaster on Switch, WarioWare Get It Together on Switch, Metroid Dread on Switch, Mario Party Superstars bringing in N64 boards and GameCube games on Switch, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, a DS game. That was 2021. That was their entire year of releases. So they've done this before.
That's very true.
So I think you're right. I do think like we are at that point. Like, hey, this is winding down. But I also like I can see the games that carry us another 14, 15, 16 months. Like they still have enough in the can that they can drag this if they wanted to holiday 2024. Beyond that, I think that the Zelda thing in the middle of the year just makes it feel weird. If we got Zelda this holiday, I don't think anyone would be talking about the Switch slowing down. Like if our holiday was Mario Wonder in October and Tears of the Kingdom in November, people would be like, holy crap, 7th year and we're hitting home run after home run. I think the Zelda in the middle of the year throws it kind of off because we have had years like this before. I remember in 2021, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Brilliant Diamond is your November game? Like, no, nobody, what the heck? So I do feel like new hardware, like I'm the biggest Switch 2 champion. I want that thing last year, but I do think this is kind of just Nintendo's MO. They love to recycle and reuse and repropagate their IP.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I think
I agree with you, but
here's the question. Here's the question I have. So they do have all this stuff, and you're right. If they take all this stuff that we know is somewhere, so they have, they got Metroid Prime 4. They've got, let's just say, this Donkey Kong, this, that, whatever.
Right.
Stuff like they could take it out that long, but are they going to? Being as deep as we are in the Switch's life, are they really going to make this go a whole nother year?
I wish that I could say no, but yesterday's Direct cemented in me like they absolutely freaking are. Because
See, it told me the exact opposite.
But I don't think you show Dark Moon and Peach, which are clearly like, hey, these are kind of like afterthought games if you're ready to move on. Like that was sort of like, oh, like why show those now?
But those are 2024 games, right?
Yeah, but there's no way Dark Moon is like a big deal for the Switch 2. Like that.
No. That's what I'm saying. I think these are like the last ones. Like these, we may already know, possibly, we may already know about the new Switch when these are still being released.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
this is just that last little sprinkle at the end.
Yeah, I mean, the hard thing is like there's also a world where, like you said, Donkey Kong, somehow Princess Peach gets a game before DK. I don't know what kind of travesty that is, but DK, there's Mario Baseball, there's that Fire Emblem Genealogy Wars remake that we've heard about for years. I still don't know about Metroid Prime 4. I still, part of me thinks it's being saved, and part of me thinks that game, that could be the May game next year. That could take the Zelda slot next year and be sort of the Switch's last last hurrah. Because 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we were like, Tears of the Kingdom is the last hurrah. And now here we are, 6 more months of life. So come September, does Nintendo extend it 6 I mean, I don't want this to happen. I sat there in my video saying, like, I hate that I'm admitting I think holiday 2024 is where we're at.
Earlier today. So you're thinking like November.
Yeah,
of like
I think
next year.
Yeah, I think I was so team 2023. I was like, this is why they haven't revealed anything. This is why they're not talking about it. We're gonna get that system. But after yesterday, showing off everything up till November, showing 2024 stuff, to me, that was like, they feel good. They got their Mario Kart DLC still cooking. They got, like, they are.
I want to clarify, Zach. When do you think the next hardware is coming? I'm going to clarify that.
With sadness, November 2024.
And it's funny because I 100% agree with you, but we're getting there 2 different ways. like I 100% agree with you. I think that is exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be, now you talking about like we're getting the consumers are getting it in their hands, or the announcement?
No, I think that's next holiday is go crazy and pay $400 for a new Switch.
I'm 100% agreeing with you, and we're disagreeing on like the timelines. I think it's just semantics, really. It's like it's this. I think we're saying the same things, really. It's just in a different way, and we got to the answer also in a different way. But like, this is the time to start. I'm not saying that the next 18 months are going to be void of Switch content.
Okay.
I'm saying that Tears of the Kingdom was the last big game. Depending on your opinion, is that the 2D Mario game is a big game, or maybe we'll even get another big game. I don't think Metroid Prime is next year, though. That's where we disagree. I don't think there may be another big game to come next year. Definitely not. I don't think it's Metroid Prime. Maybe it's Odyssey remaster, or not Odyssey remaster, an Odyssey 2 type. And then while they announce the Odyssey 2, they're going to say something like, "Oh, then this is also going to be released on our new console," like something to that effect. Like the next big game for the Switch might also be the first big game for the next console. That's kind of what I'm saying.
I'd love to know what you guys' take on is, do you think that the next Switch is like from Wii U to Switch, or do you think the next Switch is like PS? I don't know. I'll just say this. I think the next Switch is just a more powerful Switch. I think the game cards look the same. I think everything plays back and forth. So I think when they release the launch line for the next Switch, whatever it's called, Switch Pro, Switch Wonder, Switch 2, I think the boxes are exactly the same boxes we have right now.
Go ahead, Drip, if you have something to say.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it's just going to be the next step of whatever this is. Because, I mean, we had the wording long ago, the Switch family.
Mm-hmm.
Kept calling it the Switch family. They really use that a lot, and we've seen them just build out this family. Nothing.
Yeah.
And I kept saying like, "Oh, the OLED's here. Other one's gonna go. They're not gonna keep that around. Why? I still don't know why, but they have it. It's there."
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Switch Lite, and we're like I said, everybody knows next month we're getting the Switch Lite OLED, right?
July is their hardware. I mean, I would not put it past them. July, like first week of July is when they did Switch Lite, when they did Switch OLED. I mean, Jeff Grubb said there's supposedly some Nintendo July event that he's heard about. So
I'm telling you,
it could happen.
But no, I agree. I think it's just going to be another one on top of this. I think the OLED was supposed to be that in the first place. I think that's what it was supposed to be. I think COVID, all the stuff that happened, just everything was scrambled. We got to do what we got to do. They probably had some of this hardware already being manufactured. They probably already had the stuff going through. Like, we have to do something with this. What are we going to do? Couldn't get the parts. They're just like,
I totally agree. I think that conspiracy theory checks out.
Yeah. I mean, it makes so much sense. Because the Switch, I mean, there was so much talk about it at that time too. So much talk about it. And it seemed like, okay, there's some reputable people like something's happening here. Something's happening. And
Bloomberg doesn't throw their reputation out there for nothing. I know people love to hate on that Mizuguchi and Bloomberg report, but I mean, we now have reports of developers saying that they had 4K Switch dev units and they were told to give them back. clearly something went on where like it was supposed to happen, and then I mean, I'd love to have a tell-all. We probably never will, but like somebody needs to go in and do like a documentary
yeah,
on
oh,
like
that'd be-
what
oh,
happened
man, that
at
would be
Nintendo
nuts.
HQ during 2020.
Would love to hear that.
Spicy.
But I think, you know, because of the era we're in with games where everything is scaling, right? It's like, oh, it runs on Xbox One and it runs on Xbox Series X. I think that's just where we're at. I think that's what we're getting. I don't think we're getting, you know, a brand new system with chunky cartridges. I think everything is, you know, it's algorithmic, it's DLSS, it's upscaling.
Yeah.
I think everything just is going to work, and I think that's kind of where we're at, and that's why they were able to even make that OLED decision. Is hey, these games like Tears of the Kingdom that could have been on this new platform, well, it doesn't matter because it was just going to be, you know, turning the settings from medium to high or whatever.
Yeah, it was already it's already baked in. It's already done.
Yeah.
Like all these things are already in the works. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, my question is though, okay, so let's say that is the way it happens. Is that the point when they finally get rid of the old original Switch? Is that the point when we finally put this one out to pasture, or do we keep selling that one still? I don't know why I still don't understand why they still have that. Doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, it's whatever.
They have to at that point, right? You can't have 4 Nintendo Switch. You can't have an OLED, a Lite, a Switch OG, and a Switch 2. Like you can't have. That's too much store real estate.
That's what I've been telling Geeb this for months now. That's why they bring out the Switch Lite OLED
to ditch the Lite,
to get rid of the Lite. So they have because you can't leave the Lite that far behind if you are going to get rid of that other one and bring out this new one, and they're all going to be this thing. It's kind of weird to just have that Switch Lite that's like, man, that thing is like, that screen looks awful. We're gonna like, nobody wants that. It's so far behind.
Doesn't look awful. It never looked awful.
Compared to the OLED
it looks
screen,
better
it doesn't
than
look great.
It looks better than the original Switch's screen.
Okay, yeah, it does.
I think we just take things we blow them out of proportion sometimes. I think it's a little, that take is a little bit blowing it out of proportion. Yes, there is a world where we can, I don't want to argue. But there is a world where the OLED is there. There's a Switch OLED. There's also a world with a Switch Lite. Either way, there's a world where this podcast must come to an end. That time being now, unless there's last.
Are we not playing the game?
Oh goodness me! Avoiding curse words.
Can
I totally forgot about the.
Yeah.
When do you guys think Metroid Prime 4 comes out? Then I think it'd be good for us all just to give that, because that was sort of the big absence from the direct in most people's mind.
Drip, Zach, then me.
It's coming out when the new Switch comes out. It's right there with it. That's it. I think at this point, since we did not see it here, it's coming out alongside that.
I'll say May 2024 with no Switch 2 yet.
I'm with Drip. It's not coming out till the new Switch is coming out.
I think 3D Mario is the launch title for the next one. I think that's why we're dancing around with 2D and Bowser's Fury and all that.
That does
nonsense.
Make sense too. That would make more sense.
It all
than
makes
Metroid,
sense.
just because I mean they are trying to build that Metroid name up, but it may not quite be launch title name. But I don't know. I still think, God, I just think there's so much hype behind that right now that, and I agree. I think it's coming out in May too. But I think we're getting the Switch too.
The Switch. All right, we'll see.
I think we're gonna see the Switch then too.
Let's build the Switch then.
Let's build it. Let's do it.
Come on, let's make it happen.
Let's build a Switch. And that's what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen. Before I rudely almost ended this podcast, completely ignoring the hours of work that Drip spent making this game. Drip, you go ahead and right now and explain this game, how it works.
Wait, you have our sound, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have the sound, right? You got it?
Yeah, we got it. There it is. I played it.
All right, so here's what we're doing. We're doing a draft. We are doing a Switch 2 features draft. So here's how we're going to do this. We have, there are 17 Switch 2 features that we can pick from. Each of us are going to be able to pick 5. Now, you guys in the chat, if you want to let us know after this is over which one you think is the best Switch, I don't know, we'll put a poll up or something somewhere. We'll figure it out.
Give me more work to do. Thanks, Drew.
You don't have to do it here. We don't have to do it right now. Just after whatever. We'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
Okay. Let me see what order you have in there.
Oh, this is the wrong screen. I forgot they can see what I'm looking at over here now. There's no secrets anymore.
All right. I need to look at yours so I can see the order. Okay. So here are the features that we can all pick from. Okay. The first one, the picture is half of a Switch and half of a Wii U what's that thing called? The game, the
Gamepad.
gamepad. Yeah. So this feature is you're able to use the Switch basically as a controller and a second screen. You don't have to dock it. That's the
Yeah.
feature.
Do you want me to go over these? Because I can see them clearly.
I have the thing up on my
okay,
screen.
okay, cool.
I'm just
Next
trying to
thing
see
up?
what order you have them in. Okay, so the next one is multiple cartridge slots. Now, I wanted to put this on the actual Switch. I couldn't find a picture of it on the actual Switch, so we're just going to go with this and pretend that it's on the actual Switch. It's not on the dock.
Yeah.
The next one is very simple, 5G.
All right.
Which, we've heard some weird things about that. And the next one is a Pro controller, but the feature is that the Switch will ship with a Pro controller. So it's included in the package, not just the Joy-Cons, but you're going to get an actual controller. What's the next one there? Oh, good God. What is that?
This is the wallpapers on the themes on the Nintendo Switch.
Themes. I mean, I don't need to explain that.
Yeah.
Like, why
Apps.
the hell do we not have that already?
We got apps.
Apps, yeah. I already said
Netflix,
that one.
please.
I already said that one. Next one is 1080p, but that is 1080p handheld. What's your next one on there? I got mine all out of order.
Switch doubles the. Let me just take it then. I got it. We got the double screens. So kind of 3DS style clamshell situation.
Clamshell action, yes.
We got actually I don't. Is this Pro Joy-Cons? The purple thing. Pro
yes.
Joy-Cons.
Pro
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons.
We got different color variations from launch day. Is that correct, Drip?
That's not buying them separately. That's
right.
Your Switch will have several different versions, not just the red and blue or the white. You can get, these pastels or this or that.
Yeah.
You have lots of options.
We got 4K output on the Switch, so for docked. We got backwards compatibility.
Yes.
We got. I have no idea what that one is. What the heck?
Where are you at? Oh, that's VR, dude.
VR.
VR.
Oh god, that looks weird.
VR. So that means like the Switch is actually playing real VR games, not just like,
cardboard with
watching
plastic.
Somebody play Smash with
yeah,
like actual VR.
All right. Again, I don't know what this one is either.
The next one, that's the better eShop.
Okay, better eShop.
Yeah, updated eShop.
We got smaller dock.
Yeah, smaller dock.
We got 1 terabyte internal storage.
Yeah, I just
option.
did the SD card, but not an SD card. That's internal storage.
And then this is also you have apps twice. Wait, this is the web browser is probably one.
Web browser.
So ignore what we said before. That was web browser. This one.
Yeah.
So,
web browser, and then the apps is the last one. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, Drip. So
now,
what do we? What's
There's
up?
one other thing we need to go with.
Right.
Here. Now, all of our Nintendo Switches they're already powered up. We'll say they got DLSS, whatever. We got that. All of our Switches have that, and all of our Switches have a base. We'll say a base of 256 gigabytes of storage. Okay.
Okay.
That's where we're starting the base. We all have the same power. And we all have the same storage.
So we're building our perfect Switch with these options.
You get to pick one each. We're gonna do it draft style.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean that's
Zach's
basically
up,
it.
Zach's up first. So if you need a refresher, Zach is.
Oh, I got it. I know mine.
Right.
There's only one choice here. Themes. The only thing that matters. I have been wanting themes. This is like one of the big Nintendo mysteries. Themes are on the 3DS. They're not on the Switch. I don't understand. This is the quickest way to microtransaction your way to like $500 million. If these were $5, everybody would have one.
It's insane. And what was the original reason why they were like, oh well, we don't want to mess with everything runs really nice. Like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, the UI is super smooth and it boots up right. I'm like, yeah, because loading a JPEG is really hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much more work are we actually putting in here? Okay.
I want themes though. Yeah,
good pick.
All right, well that means it's my turn, and with the second selection of the Drip and Geeb Draft with Zach as our guest podcast event extravaganza, Uncle Geeb Productions selects 4K outputs. Do I need to explain? Do I need to explain 4K doc? Do I need to explain? It's a wonderful feature. I think most modern consoles have that feature. I think it's a feature that needs to happen in this next dock. Whether it's actual hardware pushing 4K, which is very doubtful, or more likely, I think realistic and probably preferable, because we don't want 4K hardware in our hands. That's too big, too heavy, too bad battery life. Give me upscaled 4K, docked, send it. I'm a believer. Drip, your turn to see.
Oh, you guys took all my good stuff. I'm gonna go. I am going to go with the Pro Controller. My Switch ships with a Pro Controller. You get one right in the package.
A big value. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. You that you got no explanation for that?
What explanation? I mean, look, it's a Pro Controller. You don't got to use the Joy-Cons.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good options up there. That's a controversial third.
Yeah, I don't think you guys. I don't think you guys are gonna take the other stuff I'm gonna take. So I think I'm okay.
All right, Zach, it is your selection.
I thought the Joy-Con were cute at the start. I have grown to hate them. I don't ever play Switch with Joy-Con anymore. So a upgraded Pro Joy-Con with nicer triggers, a D-pad, maybe a little more hefted weight to them. I'm adding that. I got themes. I got better Joy-Con. Man, this is already a top
nice
seller.
Switch. Yeah. It's a nice Switch.
It's a nice Switch. Oh man, that's a good selection, Zach. That's probably where I would have went as well.
Oh man,
yeah, I was actually going there next too.
Yeah. I think I have a clear path that I'm taking right now. I think it was set up for me. I think there is no doubt in my mind that if this is the perfect Switch that must be made, the perfect Switch with 4K output also must have VR. Ladies and gentlemen, we're playing VR 4K Switch games.
Oh, with your second pick, you're taking VR, you monster.
Oh yeah, I'm building a beautiful powerhouse.
You're a maniac. You're a maniac.
The funny thing is, my own idea is on the board, and I did not take it twice.
Yeah, I almost took it with the first pick. I don't think I'm going to take it this time either. I think I'm going to go with, I can't believe it's still here, but I'm taking it. I'm taking backwards compatibility.
Ooh, that's a necessary thing, my friend.
I didn't think I was going to get it, but there it is. So I've got a Pro Controller in the box, and as of right now, I'm the only backward compatible Switch.
That's correct. I have a power.
That's rough. We're in a tough spot, Geeb. This is
you guys. You got to get some good stuff.
Well, here's the deal though. I'm gonna take a 1080p screen, so now you guys are stuck with the 720p. So,
all right.
I mean, listen.
You can do at least you can do 4K on the dock.
That's correct. I can do 4K on the dock. Still got 720p. But listen, that means my battery life is way better than your battery life. So I am happy that you took that, because with the next selection of the Triple G Draft with Zach as our guest podcast extravaganza, I'm going to be taking my own idea, the beautiful idea that is, with the quick explanation I possibly can, basically making the Switch the Wii U, but way better, and also not that terrible marketing. So your Switch tablet, the current generation Switch tablet, will be backwards compatible with the next console regardless, and it will also function as a controller. So you can use your Switch as a controller and beam it up there, and also that's the gist of my idea. That's what I just selected. I think that's an awesome feature to have.
It is.
It's also with the implication that the actual Switch is going to have a better dock. That whole idea also implies that there's a better dock that has actual gaming hardware in it, not just an upscaler. That you dock your Switch in and you can take it out, and this, that, the other thing. I've explained it before. Hopefully you understand, Zach. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a convoluted thing.
All right. For my third pick, I'm going with apps. I want Disney Plus on my Switch, man. I'll never use it, but I just want to know that it's there.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, man. Zach, what do you got? You want to relive your selections here? Or you got it.
No, I got them. Now we got some more of the the side features here. I think I'll take. I feel like it just goes with my themes. A better eShop experience. Let's bring this into the 21st century. Let's not have an eShop that takes 5 minutes to load. Let's not have an eShop where you have to, scroll through a huge list. Let's have a nice eShop. It's really modern. It's zippy. Maybe there's some animation. I think themes and an eShop. Like, to me, that's one of the things they can do to really help sell the Switch is say, hey, yeah, the games play on both, but the Switch 2, it does have a better user experience. And I think an eShop upgrade would be really nice.
It would be great because I've talked about it a few times in videos on this podcast. The experience in the eShop every single time I go gets worse and worse. Every single time I go, it's just like I don't want to be here. I go on their website and buy games. I don't even use it on the Switch hardly anymore. I hate it. It's
It
awesome.
works well. The website works well too.
It does. Yeah, it does. And it just downloads directly to your Switch. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's way easier.
Cool. There's some steep competition in this draft board, guys. I mean, let's see here. Is there a I have a theme, and I feel like
there's one you have to take.
I think
to
so.
go with your last pick.
I think so. Well, nah, I don't know though, because I think if we're on the same page there, I think you're talking about the small dock. Oh no, okay, good. Because I was gonna say the small dock is not something I'd take, because with my idea, the dock's gonna have guts in it this time.
Yeah, it's a big dock. Yeah.
So it needs to be a big dock, and who cares about a small dock? Show me your dock, Drip. There's two. There is two on here that I really, really, really want to take, and I hope that you guys don't take them. Which one do we pick first? I'm going to select 1 terabyte.
Damn.
1 terabyte is mine. I think if you're playing 4K games, you gotta have 1 terabyte of storage on your Switch. It's necessary, man. I think I don't know. No, this is a good one
too. That was my next one.
Yeah. What do you got, Drip? What's your selection? Dual screens.
That's what I thought you were going to take, because you're talking about the
No.
gamepad. You have to have the 2-screen technology, don't you?
No, the one screen is going to be your TV. The other screen is going to be your Switch tablet.
But then how does that work when you take the Switch 2 on the go?
It's like Wii U in that sense, where there's a button that you'd press, and it's very, very similar to the way the Wii U works.
He had this all worked out.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'll trust you.
Yeah.
I'll trust you. All right.
Yeah.
What the
It works.
episode?
Yeah.
His explanation of it when he explained it to me the first time, I was like, wow, that sounds actually really
I've
cool.
been told it's the only good day I've ever had. So I mean,
it's one of the better. I don't know what to take. We're going into the future where we have better networks everywhere. I'm going 5G. I'm playing Fortnite in the middle of a field, anywhere, getting dubs.
I gotta be honest, I don't
All
like
day.
your selection. But you didn't have many
Fine.
two ones to go off of. So Zach, it
My
is
final
your
pick.
selection, your final pick.
All right, so I'm going with kind of this Nintendo quirky. It's they're advertising themes, a better eShop, and in completely weird Nintendo fashion, they say, hey, you don't like losing your cartridges. We got multiple cartridge slots. You can put Metroid Prime 4 in there. You can put Tears of the Kingdom in there. You can put Mario Odyssey 2 in there.
Son of a bitch.
In a weird way, that's kind of a cool feature for the physical.
I have one of those things. Like, it's an actual thing. I'm doing a video with a bunch of weird stuff, but that's on the pile of weird. It is cool. It's really cool, honestly.
Not too bad, yeah.
That's the one I wanted, man.
Yeah, that was my
That's
next
the one
sorry.
I wanted. It's okay though, but you gave me an idea, and I'm gonna take it right now. We're taking dual screens. Not even gonna think twice about it. Not even gonna think twice about it. It's just dual screens. So
Can you imagine a 2-screen? Like, because
No.
everything now,
I don't
Steam
even-
Deck is one, the Ally is one, the Switch is one.
I don't even want it, dude. But I took
Yeah.
it because I think it makes sense. You talked
Yeah.
me
What
into
if instead of being 2 screens, it's like those new phones that just fold in half? It's just one big screen that the clamshell folds.
I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's gonna be like
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, so you got that. My last pick. I mean, it's the colors. I gotta take the colors, because now in my box, not only can you get different color Joy-Cons with your Switch, your Pro controller will actually be that same color to match. And you can get lots of different colors. I am not that happy with my Switch, guys. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm not that happy with it.
All right, let me break this down for everybody, especially the audio listeners out there. So, starting with Zach's perfect Switch, and forgive me if I put this out of order. I'm going to do it like how I think it should be told. We got the Pro Joy-Con Switch. When you think of the next Switch, you got Pro Joy-Cons out here. You got to have those Pro Joy-Cons with a 1080p screen. So the handheld experience is just upgraded to a significant advantage. And then, speaking of upgraded and screen everything, you can look at beautiful wallpapers and textures and all that good stuff on your 1080p Pro Joy-Con Nintendo
admit,
Switch 2.
That was a very good first pick. That was a very good first pick.
And when you go to the eShop, it's not laggy as crap, and it's got music again. It's got beautiful tunes. It's whatever the frick they want to do with that. And Nintendo did not forget about you, dock users. Don't worry. Your dock now has the capability of just like switching between games. Like, it's no problem at all. Like a disc changer, but better. That's Zach from Switch Force's perfect Nintendo Switch Pro with a bunch of caveats that are
Can't do backwards compatibility, but it's looking pretty good.
Yeah. All right.
I do have that. I forgot about that.
My Switch, Uncle Geeb Productions Switch. I think I kind of put them in the order I want to explain it in here. So, we got 4K output Switch. Your Switch is gonna be on a 4K screen, and it's gonna look beautiful. It's just gonna be a beautiful experience. Docked users, whatever the word, I can't think of words. I'm bad at. Dock users are happy. We have a 4K output. We also got VR, legitimate, actual hardware. It's going to be compatible with Apple Vision Pro. It's going to be amazing. VR Switch. It's going to be beautiful. And
Dude.
when you look at your Switch tablet, or also you're going to be able to. Maybe the games aren't backwards compatible, but the Switch tablet is, and you can use your Switch tablet as a screen as a controller, and also it's gonna have Wii U style function while you're playing your games.
That's a wild card pick.
That's gonna be
wild card.
dope. Then you're gonna need storage for this 4K stuff. You're gonna play lots of Nintendo games now. You got a 1 terabyte 1 terabyte internal storage happening on your Switch. That's good. I mean, do I need to explain more? More storage. Who doesn't want more storage? And to top it all off, when you're on the go and you're like, man, I wish I got a 2-screen gameplay like I do on my docked mode on the go. We got you covered. Nintendo's like, yo, we got a little flip up screen over here. It's beautiful. Play your main game up there. You got your menus over down here. It's the Wii U on the go, the Wii U Switch Pro Plus Edition Max
you also
Super.
Have the first ever 3-screen gameplay because you can flip up that screen and on the dock mode.
That's right. Revolutionary. We're revolutionary on the Drip G podcast.
You got game up here. You got map right here, and then you got items right here. You never have to. You have to move anywhere.
It's nonsense, but it's amazing. Never gonna happen. Drip
quality of life just times 10.
And I think we have the most disappointing Switch Pro of all
listen,
time.
I got some good features, man. Some of it's all right.
Yeah. Most disappointing Switch Pro of all time. Where do I start with this debacle? It's 5G, everybody. You can play your Switch using
into the future.
All 2 of the 5G bands that exist out in the real world, all 2 of them you can enjoy using your Switch Pro 5G. You're good for 2025 when it's way out of date. You can watch Netflix when you're on the train on your Switch Pro with 5G. It's amazing. Netflix, Hulu. I don't know the Apple App Store's on there because Vision Pro support. Apple and Nintendo are like making babies over here, so it's gonna be great.
Got all that. Yeah,
it's backwards compatible. That's the best thing you got going for you, Drip. You can throw in your old Switch.
Remember, everyone, I'm the only one who can play Tears of the Kingdom on this Switch. I'm the only one.
I should be less biased. It's more positive. You can have pretty little colors. You got little Jimmy's gonna be really happy with this beautiful flower pattern Joy-Con.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
It also comes with a Pro controller
and
that matches those colors.
That's correct. You know what? That's great.
Now, can you imagine the special editions you can get with this thing? You're gonna get those awesome Joy-Cons and that awesome Pro controller in one nice, neat package.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a YouTube poll on our YouTube channel. I'll take a screenshot of these selections. I'll throw it up on the YouTube polls. You guys go ahead and, if you're on the audio side of things, go ahead. Feel free to vote on that poll. It should be up by the time you're hearing this. Those of you in the chat, we'll make a poll in a second here in the after show. You guys can go ahead and live vote it right now. And that's it. This is Zach, Jeebs, and Drip's perfect Nintendo Switches.
I gotta be honest.
Chat, we'll come back to the screen so you guys can see and vote in the poll in a second.
I would take either one of your guys' Switches over mine any day, even though I can't play any old games on them. They look way cooler.
Guys, this has been so much fun. Zach, we cannot thank you enough for coming on. This has been super fun.
We really appreciate it.
It's been an honor to have you. And anything you'd like to say before we head out to the after show?
Yes, I'd like to say that there are a lot of people wrong about this direct, but I was one of the few that was right about it.
Controversy in the after show. We'll see. Oh, well, actually, that was a good segue, but I'll say this. Make sure you guys follow Zach, more importantly.
Thank you.
Follow Zach if you haven't already for some weird reason. Follow Zach on any of his YouTube channels, Twitters, all the things. I believe I put most, if not all, the links of Zach down below.
Thanks.
Make sure you
I believe
do
Mega's
that.
been putting them in there too.
Mega, you're the goat. Thank you, Mega.
In the chat right now.
And yeah, guys, Zach, again, thank you. And thank you, Drip, for another great episide, as we always
thank you.
I hope you always do. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
So this part is not going to be in the audio show. Now we're currently in after show mode, but I leave this screen up here just for a second. You know,
so we can
it makes
behind this screen.
Talk behind this screen. One thing I forgot to do is make our transition happen. I totally forgot about these scenes that I made. Don't have our transition, so they're just like fading in. So I'm gonna try to add that in post.
Okay.
So it's over now. After show hype, everybody.
Yo, what is up? Hello, chat.
Yeah. So Zach, anytime you need to dip out, you just let us know.
Oh, yeah, sure.
we went pretty long here, so as far
Lots
as
to talk about,
into the night.
Yeah, there was a lot to talk. We did actually cover everything this time, though. That's
We did.
great.
That's pretty good.
I think we did we miss anything? We had to go back several times. Did we miss anything?
Well, we did. I don't think we missed anything from our list. We did intentionally skip something. Detective Pikachu not being one of them.
That was a mistake. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't put that.
Yeah,
on the list. I just want to talk more about this Switch Lite OLED that's coming next month. That's all I care about, man.
Chat, how we doing, guys? How was the episode? You guys enjoy? I mean, let me make this poll here, and then we'll get it rolling with you guys' poll guesses. Start a poll. Who had the better Switch Pro?
Oh, that is actually something we didn't talk about that I'm sour. I'm just very upset. We did not get either of the Zelda Wii U ports.
You thought that was going to happen, though? This close to Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah. I mean, okay, if they think about this, the hype. Tears of the Kingdom's all over the place. The hype is like insane. If they just said, yeah, later this year, you can experience more Zelda. Why not? Everybody's talking about Zelda right now. I feel like it's a perfect time to be like, bam, have a little more later.
But it's also such a good filler for 2024 when we're got nothing, and it's like, go back and play those.
But they're coming. They are coming.
They have to, I think.
At this
point, we have Pikmin 1 and 2, so.
Well, I mean, and like every single Wii U game except for like the big four. What Xenoblade Chronicles X, Star Fox Zero, which I don't know if that's the one I say won't make it. That's the one that'll be left behind.
Star Fox and Donkey Kong are like in Nintendo jail. I don't know what happened, but like they're really the only two major characters that have not got their own Switch game, which is Peach is getting a Switch game before them.
I would say this though, Zach. If anybody's in Switch jail of those two, it's going to be what Fox or Zero? What'd you say?
Star Fox Zero is the one that's on.
Yeah, Star Fox Zero. That they're in jail because Donkey Kong was like one of the lead stars in the movie we just had. Yeah. So like, if anybody's in jail, it's gonna be Star Fox.
There was an R-wing though. There was an R-wing in Mario's room. There was. You can see it. So
I do think we'll get DK before the next system. Like I think DK is probably a early, because they're supposed to be opening the new Donkey Kong section of Super Nintendo World in Japan.
Yeah.
Early next year. He obviously, like you said, focal point in the movie, so that game has to be coming. They just probably didn't want to do two. You guys would have hated if there was 2D DK and 2D Mario in the same year, man.
I would have started
played?
fires everywhere. Oh man, no. Is it going to be a 2D Donkey Kong though? With all this stuff with the.
I would love for it to be different, but I feel like it is going to be 2D.
Let's see this poll. I'm checking this poll
Tropical
out.
Freeze was awesome.
And that's my sales pitch to you on Mario Wonder is Super Mario Bros. Wonder is Tropical Freeze 2. It just has Daisy and Yoshi, and because like they're grinding on rails, they're like there's missiles coming down. Like I think they really took the inspiration of like, let's be creative, it's probably not gonna be as challenging, but I do think the creativity and the level of variety is gonna be there.
So guys, we have 5 votes in the poll. That is unacceptable. We need more votes. Please, if you don't mind going into the chat above it. There should be a poll right there. Vote in it right now. We're just pandering to Zach.
Normally I would be
like
pissed that I had no votes, but I'm gonna accept defeat on this one.
I'll take it as a win if I have more votes than Drip. And a Drip is 0, that's double win. I always lose to Drip.
Well, because
I lose to you.
Some of our other drafts, my teams were stacked, dude. Like our Zelda draft. Come on, man.
I still think I won that one, man.
Nah, I don't think so.
But you won it. I mean, it's yours. You have the crown. It's fine.
So when do you think the Switch 2 gets announced, Trip? You think October?
See, it's hard to say that because it's like, do they really want to do that right before the holidays? Like that is a scary thing for them to do.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like, are they going to do it right after the holidays and piss everybody off who just bought a Switch?
But I mean, technically now there's a world where not E3 2024 June, they come out and they say, hey, we have this new system, it's out in 6 months, boom, like.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that is very possible. I may be just hoping that it comes out earlier because
I hope so too. I mean, it would be so nice, but
I mean, it is hard to see them. It's really hard for me to picture them doing something like that in October or November, like right before the holidays, and just it's gonna kill their sales.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna want us. They're gonna, why would we buy this? This next one comes out in what, 6 months? Like,
the hard part is I don't know that you can do like a February reveal for a May launch. You know, like then you're getting too tricky. So to me, it was like either we're getting it this November, or I mean, I could have seen them. I mean, I guess they still could. Next month they announce it and it comes out in March or something again. But I think you're right. I don't think they can do October, November.
Once you get that close, you're just being an asshole at that point.
Especially with a new Mario that they're gonna try to promote the hell out of. Like, there's just no.
Yeah.
There's no way gonna say like yeah. So.
I hate this conversation now.
Yeah, I do too. I was really sure that it was gonna come out this year.
Yeah, at least. Well, okay, but it would make more sense. Okay, let's go with end of next year, and we see it in what, May-ish.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense for a Switch Lite OLED to kind of fill that gap right now, just to keep things rolling along.
So what's the price of that then?
It's $250.
Okay.
Yes, for sure. And then we get the Pokemon Presents, and we get a nice yellow Detective Pikachu Switch Lite OLED.
The hard thing about that though is then you're telling people for $50 more you can switch it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to tell him that. I'm trying to tell him that, Zach. He's not listening to me.
Well, and I think if it comes in at 200, now the 350 feels aggressive for the regular. So maybe it's something that they release. You know how they did like the Pizza Slice 2DS after like the 3DS was already kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe they do a light OLED and put it at the 200 and say for half the price of the Switch Pro, you can have a Switch Lite OLED. You know, for your 5-year-old that you don't want to give them this swanky $400 system.
It's a family, you know. They are the
I
ones
love
who have
something
said
though.
this.
I'm on your side because I mean, hey, strictly as a content creator, like a nice new Switch Lite OLED to unbox in October, November. I mean,
please.
A Mario Wonder themed Switch Lite. I mean, yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Great to talk about something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It just makes sense that I just don't see them leaving the Switch Lite that far behind. Once we get a brand new Switch, it's very strange to me. Like, no options at that. You know, at the we can't dock and we can't take Joy-Cons off.
Hey, maybe they're waiting on a Switch Lite upgrade because they know that in the next Switch Pro edition, your Switch tablet can become a controller, and they're not going to reveal the next Switch Lite until it's time to reveal that your Switch Lite can now become
Switch Lite is also
be a controller.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That was the main
dual screen thing like that.
The Switch Lite with the Switch Lite with a Satisfy grip is the most comfortable experience of Switch gaming, period. That's my belief. So if you can make that happen with Pro Joy-Con Switch Lite with that can also be the controller for a Switch Pro, sky's the limit, man. Playing VR, I mean, great. Vote for Geeb.
Playing VR? Oh, what a politician.
I'll end this poll in about 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left in this. Well, 3 minutes. Make it even. 10 minutes. Come on, guys. Do something.
Hey, that's fine. Nobody vote for me. Don't vote for me.
That's fine.
Please.
Don't vote for
me. I don't
It would be
deserve the
embarrassing.
win. I don't deserve the win.
Mega's gonna give you a pity vote. A pity vote.
A pity vote. I don't want it.
Did either of you guys ever try the Labo VR?
I have not.
No.
You literally stick the Switch like up right in front of your face, like the tablet.
You hold it, right?
Yeah.
You have to hold it there. There's not.
I've tried like your phone VR, like those cheap little $20 headsets you've got. I'm sure it's a very similar experience.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And my fiance's mom almost fell back in the recliner chair because she's like, and like we had to catch the chair. So it was that was funny, and it'd be cool to see something like that again. All jokes aside, I don't think we're getting VR next Switch, but
no,
it would be cool to see something to that effect.
I think the last hurrah was really the PSVR 2 and the fact that tanked so.
Yeah,
it's just not
it's hard to market.
Yeah.
It's hard to show people, because if you've seen it, you're like, yeah, like it's cool. It's super cool. But if you haven't, like, it's very hard to like show that in a commercial, or it just doesn't work very well.
And it's still too expensive. It's yeah.
Well, that too. Yeah, you're paying. I mean, how much is PS2?
PSVR 2 is like $500.
$600?
Yeah, it's something freaking like, to me, like who has that? You got to buy a PS5 for 500. Yeah, it's 550. So you're paying $1,000.
You're basically 1,100 in.
Yeah.
Just to play VR. Yeah.
And soon you can get a screen that you can carry around that Wi-Fi streams your games. The PlayStation, whatever it's called, the Q or whatever it is.
I kind of want that thing.
I don't understand why you.
I just like it. Okay, listen. Here's the thing: if I can play stuff from my
Deck.
PS5 here, I have a Steam Deck, but I want to be able to. I don't know. I just
You
want.
don't
want
to wait the 6 months for the PC port.
Yeah. Like I would like to be playing.
I think that could be a cool product if it was priced appropriately, but knowing Sony, there's no way that they're gonna sell it for like, if it was like $99, great, but that thing's gonna be like $250 or something, $300, and then it's like
$250s. But
That's what I think the same thing.
Or if it came with the PlayStation 5, how sick would that be? Like, we can't fully switch, but we can give you like an like that would be awesome. But
like a Christmas holiday bundle type thing.
I'm assuming I assume you think that's not actually going to happen, because
No.
they're already raising the price of the PS5 as it is, and they're not going to include a device they could probably sell for $250 easy.
It's a very hard sell to say, hey, pay $250, $300 for this Wi-Fi screen.
Right.
Yeah, it's
basically,
it's
not even a
basically what
fun.
it is.
Yeah.
Because then for $100 more, you go get a Steam Deck. Like, that's.
I mean,
bonkers.
Honestly, the only reason I want it is just so I can do those things, but not have to sit here and do it. If I want to go to bed and still play whatever,
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
I can go upstairs and keep playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have another option. I actually talked to a guy up in Pittsburgh today. It's like one of those people on Facebook Marketplace is like, if you have these old games, this, that, whatever, blah, 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 I'll trade you for a PS5. And I was like, well, I mean, I got some stuff. I got an original PlayStation 3. I was like, I got a Wii U. Just sits there. And then I'm like, all right, like, what do you think, man? He's like, what games do you have? And I told him, I was like, well, I have Twilight Princess physical. Like, that right there is worth like $150 right now, I think. He wanted that. I was like, you can't have that. I was like, I'll give you all the other games. But I don't know. He said he would do it. I don't know if I want to get rid of my Wii U. It's the
You already have a PS5?
Yeah, I have one. I want another one.
Oh, you don't need another one.
I want it for my bedroom.
Oh, come on.
Because I use this one down here. You know, we sit here and play whatever.
Right.
All the stuff is here.
Are you embarrassed to say Fortnite? Is it you embarrassed to say your PS5
Fortnite.
your Fortnite
that's
machine?
mostly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not embarrassed. I love Fortnite. That's mostly what it is these days. But I mean, even when we're not playing stuff, we're, having it here, just unplugging it, taking it all the way upstairs. I live in a townhouse. It's like, it's far. It's
5 flights of stairs up there.
It's really far up there. I hate bringing it back and forth, and I would like to have another one if I could get it just to keep up there. But the answer, the other answer to that is just getting that little handheld thing. But I mean, how
they're supposed to be dropping that like whatever, like the disc attachment. So I guess there's another world where you get the discless one, and then
that's the one I have here.
Okay, all right, yeah.
The poll's over, guys. Breaking news.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice.
It's closer than it's closer than I would have thought.
It was just the themes.
It was the themes.
Geeb, I like yours, but you're a little gimmick heavy.
I'm not gimmick. I'm a powerhouse, man. A powerhouse.
You got 2 screens.
Everybody's been complaining of the Switch is powerful enough. I give you the most powerful Switch in the world, but you're like, but pictures.
You're the Satoru Iwata era Switch Pro. Rest in peace.
This is packed with gimmicks, but still better than mine. But that's fine. You guys have fun with your cool new Switches. I'll be playing everything you know.
WarioWare Move It.
Yes, I will. I'll be playing that with my really awesome colored Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, no one voted for me.
I'd be lying if I wasn't slightly disappointed. But Zach's the guest. Guest of honor. You may win. I allow it.
It's a better Switch. It really is.
I have also won because I beat Drip finally. It's something. This is breaking news.
Well, we tied at our direct predictions.
We did the big
Zero,
L's for us.
zero.
Big L. When you told me that the other day, or it was yesterday. I keep thinking it was so long ago. My last 2 days have been so long for me.
Yeah, that was literally yesterday.
Literally, yes. Not even. Well, yeah, it was 24 hours. When you told me that, I laughed out loud. I just.
I did get a few
Zero.
right in the video. I did get a bunch of stuff right that I said wouldn't be there, but that doesn't really count. I think the only thing I actually got right that I said in my video was Mario Kart 8 DLC, which is basically a given. Like that, no kidding. Obviously, that's what we're gonna see, but you can't really count that. It was just really hard because clearly they were holding everything back. They didn't want anything in the way of Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
they're just like everybody, just hold the line. We'll after Tears of the Kingdom, we'll let everybody go. I mean, I don't know. It was very hard to even try to guess what they were going to have in it because just didn't know. Like, is this it? Probably not. But I mean, how far are we going with it if it's not?
Yeah. Man, I am drained in a good way. This last 2 days, man. It's just, I mean, I got work to do tomorrow too, but it's just like, it's good. We got
Good to have
through it
a
all.
busy Nintendo time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's busy as I've ever been, man. I
Gene
literally
had a stream pop off yesterday. Like I fell asleep. I saw him going live. He got Pikmin 1 and 2. I saw him go live. I had sat down to do something. I just did.
I had a handful. I'm not like I will be now since what this happened, but I haven't been a consistent YouTube streamer yet. So I've only had a handful recently. My buddy texted me, you had 3 when I joined at the very beginning. I come back a few minutes later, you had 69. I'm like, yeah.
You're a Pikmin channel now, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I am.
That's what I was like,
channel.
dude, go. Like, make a video right now. Go. Like, all right, I'm doing it. And you did. Yes, you did. Awesome. I
edited a video for Alex
somebody in
yesterday,
Discord
and
was
then in the midst of that
Geeb's
too.
streaming to like a big crowd right now. I was like, you got like 30 people in there. That's cool. And I was like, oh my god, where did this come from? Like, well, hello.
No idea. And and they came back today, and they watched the video I posted, and they came back. I'm like, I got people. We got Badger.
I was gonna say some of them are here.
Yeah, I get to see them. Yeah, appreciate you guys. It was crazy. Never had anything like that happen. So that was awesome. I was asking people today in the stream. I was like, hey guys, like kicking the dirt around. You guys like any other games? Like Zelda? You like Zelda too? Like I like games. Pikmin only is what we gotta do. Okay, fine. No, but
I think they like everybody want to Switch. You got a week till that comes out.
That was gonna be. Is that one streamable? I don't know. I don't know if that one's streamable. If I was on Twitch, I'd probably stream that. But no.
I wonder if there's some way you can do. Like Jackbox, you can do like the Twitch streaming where people like play in the audience. I wonder if there's some weird way that you could.
I hope so.
I mean, I don't know. The way they're using the phones is a little different than I thought. They were gonna do. They're like throwing ninja stars and stuff.
Playing musical chairs and summoning alien spaceships.
My friends would get drunk on my back porch and have an absolute blast with that. Absolute blast. I'm telling you. My boy Matt Moran, he would just be on top of the world with something like that. I'm telling you. Oh man.
Well, we'll play it. You and I, Drip. We'll play it together. Come see.
Oh yeah. Next month. Can't wait.
Zach, my family's from the East Coast, so I always take when I can. Lately it's been more than not because I work from home now. But this summertime, so I go out and I'm like, because I go out east to Philadelphia. And West Virginia is not on the way, but I mean it's like only like a 4.5 hour detour, so it's just like I don't know. I'll make the time for old Drippy.
Yeah, I put you up. I keep you here for a couple days, feed you and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
I'll show you cool waterfalls and swimming holes.
That's right. Beautiful.
It's great. It's good stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll be over there next month. It'll be a good time.
Yes, it will be. It will be. It definitely will be. We need to take actual photos for you when you get here too.
Yes, I'm getting. Yeah. So Drip Zach is a wonderful photographer. If you didn't know, award-winning, if I might add.
Ooh.
So
we need to get you some photos. We really got to get that done. Like,
you're gonna be busy drinking at the wedding, so you can't be doing that. But you're gonna be.
I'm not.
You're gonna be taking our
Absolutely not.
engagement photos, which would be pretty awesome.
Yes, I
Cool.
told you I will do that. I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah. Oh, what time is it? 10:12.
I think it's time. I think it is time.
Time. It's that time.
Guys, everybody, Zach, Grip, thank you for coming in today. Thank you for the support. I saw we got some subscribers today. Thank you so much for the love and support. Zach, thank you so much for coming on.
Good times.
Well, I'm sure we'll be chatting. You know, we'll be chit chatting. Maybe another time we can have you back on if you feel so inclined.
Sounds good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. When the Switch Lite OLED gets announced next month, we'll have plenty to
2
talk
weeks.
about. Yeah, 2 weeks. It's gonna be crazy.
For sure. Awesome. Well, everybody in the stream, thank you guys for hanging out. This has been awesome. And yeah, that's all I got. We'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Another direct next week. I don't know.
Bye.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Bye, guys.